So I have this cool Victorian house, and I made a tutorial on it a while back, and it's pretty popular. However, I get comments on it pretty much every day stating how confusing this tutorial is. Well, I made a lot of mistakes while making that tutorial that caused it to be very confusing. I used the replays while I was building it to show the tutorial. However, I forgot to mention that I made a lot of changes while building it. So I decided I'm going to remaster that tutorial today. And I'm going to make a hopefully more clear version of that same tutorial. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, and let me know what you guys think about this tutorial and if I should make future ones. Anyways, let's get into the video. Now on screen right now will be a list of materials you will need for this in survival. If you plan on doing this in survival, I'm going to try to make this build a little more friendly for survival so you can make it for your own world. Now, in this tutorial, I will be only doing the exterior. I already have an interior video done already, so I don't feel the need to really redo that one. I feel like that one is well done, and you should be able to follow it fairly clearly. Now, once you have all the materials, let's get back to the video. Now, the first thing you'll need is deep slate brick stairs. We will have two entrances, one on the front and one on the back. We'll start from the front entrance. So on the front entrance, what you're going to do, you're going to place one deep slate stair. All right, tutorial's done. You can build the rest of the house now. No, all right. So what you're going to do, you're going to create a line of 7 all the way here. And this will be where we have the rest of the build. The next step will be deep slate tiles. What you're going to do from here, you're going to 1, 2, 3, 4. And from this point, you're going to do 17. So counting this block, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And from here, you'll do 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 9 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then a line of 25. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And then on a line of 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then again 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this should align from that one. And from here, you're going to take your brick stairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then a tile right at the end. This will be the second entrance in the back. That'll be the front entrance. You'll be able to tell them apart, I promise you. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then another 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Then a line of 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then after you get this 15, 1, 2, 3. This will be a secondary tower that'll be sticking out from the back. So you need to have this 3 poking out. And then 1, 2, and then a row of 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then from here, you'll do 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you'll do 11 here. And then 2 from this corner. 1, 2, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 1, and then 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then wrap that up here. This should align with that. And you'll have your basic foundation done here. As you can see, everything should roughly align. And once you have your foundation laid out, the next step will be to grab cobbled deep slate and fill in the rest of the build. Now you will have an option with this foundation to have a deep slate mix. So what you can do instead of just simply cobbled deep slate is you can do cobbled deep slate, regular deep slate, and deep slate bricks as just a mix to liven things up a little bit so it isn't just one block material. However, I know how time consuming that can be in survival, so just doing cobbled deep slate is also just an option. And once you have your foundation all laid out, we'll move on to the next step. Now, to make this tutorial extremely easy to follow, I'm going to go layer by layer for this build. So it should be very easy to follow. You only have to pay attention to one layer at a time. So the next thing we will work on this layer is to surround the foundation with bushes. Now, the bushes we will use are birch leaves. So just start placing them around, all around the foundation. And then once you have that done, we will move on to the next step. And once you have all your bushes laid out, you're going to come to this corner right over here behind this circle and right where this juts out. So what you're going to want to do is place a smooth sandstone block right here, and then 3 blocks away, you're going to place another. On these smooth sandstone blocks, you're going to place a trapdoor just like this. And then coming to this over here, what you're going to do, you're going to place a smooth sandstone block right over here. No trapdoors on this. And then 1 block away from the corner, you're going to place one just like this with a trapdoor. And over here, you're going to do the same thing. 1 block away, place that there. And then right over here, 1 block away, you're going to place another with a trapdoor just like that. And the last thing we will do on this layer is coming over to this corner right here. So that's the front entrance and right over here. So what you're going to do, you're going to want to grab some black banners for this. So 2 blocks away from the corner, you're going to break 4 blocks just like this, and forming an L shape just like this, you're going to break 4 more blocks just like this. And then you're going to place black banners, 1 facing the corner like this, 2 in the middle, and facing just like that. And you're going to do the same thing over here just like this. So we'll start moving on to the next layer. What we're going to start with is the railing. So to start with the railing, you're going to place 2 smooth sandstone blocks on the corners just like this. And you're going to place it at every corner except on these long sections where you're going to place it every 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and right here. So there should be a 7 block gap between these 2, and then 1 at the corner. And this should be 7 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And when it's like less than a long corridor, just place it at the corner. So these are 9s. You're going to just place them at corners. On this long section, you're going to place it every 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it should be a 7 block gap, and there should be 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and right there, and right in the corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 block gaps in between these. And here we go. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 6. There we go. And this should also be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sure you get the gist of it by now. So just continue placing along the corners. Now, once you get to this last corner over here, you're not going to place any over here, because we're going to have the outline of the mansion start a little bit closer, and it's just going to run into it. So we're not going to add much railing there. But we're going to come back to the front and finish the railing off over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then right here should be a 7-block gap. We'll worry about this section in a moment, but let's finish off all of these. So on the ones that will have visible on both sides, you're going to place trapdoors on the front and backs, just like this. This corner, since stairs will be going on the tiles, you'll be placing them just like this. And then along like that on this one. And you'll do the same on the rest of them. So just follow along as I go through all of these. Since there's stairs, you don't need to place trapdoors. And same with this, you only need to place it on the corners. Most of these blocks will have at least 2 trapdoors on them. It just depends where they are placed. And now we have all the trapdoors placed. So in between all of these blocks, what you're going to do is you're going to have smooth stone stairs going across. And usually you want them going away from the corners. So on this side, you'll have the stairs go like this. So it's going to be positioned just like this. And you're going to force them away from the center. Then like this, and opposite direction over here. If I can place the blocks correctly, we'll go here. And as we come away from this side, you will just follow the same pattern. Just going like this to make things simple. Just keep building, just like this. And it should meet just like this, and then these two, and then build away from the center on these. And then you're going to stop this about a block short from where you place this. So the next one we'll work on is this circle area. So what you're going to do, you're going to place a smooth stone block right over here, one right here, 2 at these corners, same thing here, same thing there, and then same thing right over here. So you're going to grab some cut sandstone, and in the centers, what you're going to do, you're going to put one right there, one right there, one right there, and those are the only 3 you will need. And in the remaining spaces, what you're going to do, you're going to put some smooth sandstone stairs, just like this. Oops. And make sure this is the center block for these. You're going to be pointing the stairs towards the cut sandstone. And then just like that. And around the smooth sandstone, what you're going to do, you're going to add not stairs. Also, make sure to add one right there. You don't need to add one on the back here. That's just going straight into a wall. Just on the front like this. Just like this. On the cut sandstone, you don't need to add any sort of trapdoors. And there we go. That is the railing complete. So once we have all the railing done, the next step we will work on is the actual house itself. So what I'm going to do is an outline, which you're going to need for most of the house for the bottom layer is deep slate tiles. And for the sake of original simplicity, I'm just going to make most of the base out of tiles. However, I'll show you where to knock out a few pieces. So starting from this corner right over here, you're just going to overline where this was. Just like that. And that should be 11 blocks. But from here, what you're going to do is 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then from this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this will be the main entrance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3. And then we'll have this curve back like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 2. Then a 1. 1, 2, 3. 1. And then 1, 2, 3. Now, from this point, what we're going to have is a slight awkward one. So, from 1 block away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there should be 4 blocks of space dividing this. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we're going to go 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then from here, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then you will have 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then 5 from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we will take this all the way over there. Don't worry about counting because it should line up. And then from here, you're just going to outline the rest of it just like this. So you should have a shape looking somewhat similar to this. However, we'll make a few changes here and there. Starting from over here. What we'll do, grab some terracotta, regular terracotta, and you're going to break out these 3 blocks like this. And then over here, coming to this little overhang, what you're going to do, you're going to grab some brick stairs, and you're going to knock out the corners like this, and have them face away from the center, just like this. And then starting from this over here, you're going to break all of this out, just like this, except leave 3 for a door. And actually, you're going to break out this corner, place a brick stair, just like this, and same over here, and then bring it all the way, just like that. And then one last touch over here, you're going to come over here and just break 3 for some doorways. So what we're going to do for the doorways is grab some dark oak, both doors and trapdoors. So on the sides and interior, you're going to place 2 doors just like this. And then for now, you're going to place 2 trapdoors just like this. This is not the full height of the door, but we'll get back to it once we reach those layers. And then do the same thing over here, just like this. And you have your doors put in place. And then what we're going to do, we're going to make one quick change over here. I did make a mistake. This should instead be a smooth slab, because what we're going to do next is outline the base of this. So make this block a slab here, and at the corner or 1 block away, you're going to place a smooth sandstone block with a birch trapdoor. And then in this corner, you're going to place one without any trapdoors. And in between them, you're going to place one with 4 blocks of space in between, along with a trapdoor. And over here, you're going to place one a block away from the corner. And same over here. You're going to do over here and over here as well. And right over here, you're going to place one just like this. However, we're going to do something different in these corners. What you're going to do is grab a sandstone wall and place it in the corner just like this. And then right in the center here, you're going to place a trapdoor. I also forgot to place trapdoors on these, so make sure you do it yourself. And then skipping over this one over here, we're going to go over here, place one block away from the corner, and then 4 blocks away, you're going to place one just like this, along with trapdoors on the face of them. You're going to place 2 1 block away from the corners with trapdoors. Same thing over here. But in this corner, you will be placing one. And then over here in the corner, you're going to place one, along with the double one in the center here, along with trapdoors on them. And then over here, you're going to place one in the corner just like this, along with another one there, with a double one in the center, with 3 blocks of space in between. And just place trapdoors just like that. And move into this back entrance, you're going to place one a block away from the corner, and on the door. So it's going to look just like this, along with trapdoors on the faces of them. And then over here, you're going to place one just like this, as well as one in the corner. Come all the way to the end, place one here, and then in the middle should be a double one with 5 blocks of space in between them and trapdoors on the faces of them. You're going to have it just like that. And over here on top of these sandstone blocks, what you're going to do is place a wall just like this. And then in between all those blocks, what you're going to do is put sandstone slabs, smooth sandstone slabs in between, just like this, around the corners as well, except into the entrance over here. You're going to stop it right over here, actually. Stop it just like this. And since we aren't continuing the slabs into this section, what you're going to do, you're going to place a trapdoor there and place trapdoors along the sides of this one. Now we're going to resume the slabs starting from over here. Just keep placing slabs all the way around, just like this. Alright, and the build should look something like this right now. Now the next thing we'll do is in front of the doors, you're going to grab some brown carpets, and you're going to use them as doormats, just like this. And do the same to the other one over here, just like this. And then we'll move on to this spot over here. So what you're going to do, you're going to grab some smooth quartz, and we're going to make some benches. So 1 block away, you're going to do it like this, covered up. And now you have a bench with some pillows on it. And you're going to do the same, just like this, over here. And then right in the middle, you're going to grab some smooth stone slabs, and you're going to make a little coffee table just like this. And then speaking of patio decoration, we're going to come over to this circle right over here. You're going to grab a smooth quartz block right in the middle, as well as some iron trap doors and birch signs. Just like this. And in the middle, aligning this center block along with this center block, you're going to place a smooth quartz block in the center just like this. And surrounding it, you're going to place some iron trap doors. And surrounding that, you're going to have some chairs placed around just like this, with some signs along the sides of it. Just simple benches. Not going to do anything too complicated. And then coming over here, we're going to have a little table. So using this as support, you're going to put one like there with some iron trap doors. And then you might want to break that one just to place it. And you're going to have a little table just like this. On the center of the main table, what you're going to do is not misspell words. You're going to grab a flower pot along with a poppy and place it in the center just like this. And you could do the same decoration to this table over here, just like that, just to give it a little more liveliness. So now we'll move on to the next layer. So on top of all the smooth sandstone blocks, you're going to place a block just like this and do it all the way around the patio like so. Not on the interior, just on the exterior ones. And since that doesn't have a block, you're not going to include one over there. Now come over here, you're going to do the same over here. And then finishing up all the way over there. Now it's up to you, but for survival players, what I'd certainly suggest is adding some sort of lantern across the base. So what I would do is add lanterns across like this, just to make sure there's extra lighting on your porch so mobs don't end up spawning there. The light from the house is simply not going to be necessarily enough, and this prevents any mobs from spawning on the rails as well. It also adds a little bit of extra light to everything. We'll put that one there. And there we go. Now you have plenty of lighting on your porch. So next up, we're going to build up the rest of the house. So what we're going to do, add granite, except along the corners. What you're going to do on the corners is add stairs just like this. But everywhere else, you're going to be adding one layer of terracotta. And make sure in each corner, you place some stairs. And make sure it is consistent across the build. I'm going to have all the stairs either face this way or this way. Since I can't debug them in survival, that'll be the easiest way to maintain some of the design I originally had. And then we're going to wrap up all the way over here. And when you have stairs stacked up on each other, you're going to want to have a design just like this. And across all the smooth stone, like blocks, what you're going to do is grab some sandstone stairs and place a block on top of them just like this, as well as these over here. And do that across the entire build. So go around, placing walls just like this. I originally had something cool, but since I want this a little more survival friendly, no debugging allowed. And there we go. And also, I'm going to make a quick change here. What we're going to do is change this over here to accommodate this, just like this. So we're going to add some stairs like this and add some trapdoors just like this. So it should look just like this. I keep making mistakes while making tutorials. I hope I don't make too many of those today. So next up on the agenda is to prepare where we're going to have all the windows. So we're going to start with this big wall over here. So what you're going to want to do is grab some dark oak materials. So slabs, stairs, and trapdoors. So what we're going to do, we're going to place slabs just like this. And then coming inside like this, you're going to have stairs just like this, and you're going to have a design like that. And we're going to move all across the house. So next up is these two sections right here. You're going to just place stairs just like this. And then next up, we'll move over here. Since this is going to be a 3-block window, what you're going to do something like that. And then we'll move over here and place a 2-block window just like this. And then right on this tower right here, you're going to you're going to break a block just like this. This is where we're going to place a window over here. And meanwhile, we may as well start with that. So once you have a birch trapdoor just like this, you're going to come behind and you're going to place a block like this, and you're going to grab some blue stained glass. You're going to want to grab some stained glass panes. For the time being, I'm going to include terracotta blocks across the windows, but it will be a different block once you do the interior. So just keep that in mind. You might want to end up breaking this later, or as just a simple marker, you can just make blue glass. Can't spell. Just to make things easier for now, you can add blue glass, but understandably, if you don't want to waste too much materials, you might just want to put panes here for now. I'm going to just use blue glass for the build, just to make things easy on myself, but reminder, this will be panes later on. Next, we'll move to this wall, and you'll simply just place a block just like this. And then moving over to the 3s, you're going to place panels just like this. Same over here. And then moving over here, what you're going to do, just place a single block just like this. And then moving over here, you're not going to place anything over here, but you will place 2 just like this. And over here, you're going to place a 3 one just like this. Then 2 block windows like that. And over here, what you're going to do, place a single trapdoor just like this, and here for both of these windows. So now we'll move on to the next layer. We're going to keep things simple from the start, and on the exterior ones, you're going to place sandstone walls just like this on all of the blocks. And since this will be simple, just go around placing them like so. And then same thing with anything that already has walls on them. Just place a wall on top. It should look something like this once you are done. And then do the same for the interior part. So just place walls on every wall that there is. All right, and once you have all the walls placed, we can start moving to the actual building. And I forgot to place some walls over here. So let me do that real quick. So the next part, what we're going to do is include some granite in the terracotta. So you'll be doing both granite and terracotta in this next layer. And you might want to include a mixture of brick stairs and granite stairs as well. So let me grab those for myself. And granite. I do need the blue glass because we're going to start with that layer soon. So you'll just be mixing in granite just like this, except on the corners where you'll put stairs. And for the door here, what you're going to want to do is add some trapdoors. So let me get up here and add trapdoors just like that. And then continue to mix in some granite. And then, for example, we're going to put a brick stair just like that. Now, once we get over to the tower, you're going to leave this spot right here blank. But you're going to put 2 on the side, just like this. and then you're going to have it blank like this. We will come back to the tower when we start placing glass in all the windows. So where you already placed some dark oak anything, make sure to leave the blocks above it open. So it should look something like this. So continue placing blocks all around like so. And then since I got to this doorway, I'm going to place some trapdoors just like this. And there we go. Once you've elevated everything on the house, what we can then start doing is working on all the windows. So let's return to this tower. So what you're going to do, you're going to want to place some glass like this. It's going to look something like this when you place it. Now when you come to it, there's going to be a little design you can do, but I'm going to save that for when you get to the interior. So watch that interior video if you are interested, but for now, fill in all the spots with just some simple glass, or panes if you plan on doing the interior. Alright, once you have all the glass placed, we can start moving on to the next step. So we're going to start in the center with this window right here. So what you're going to do is divide these into two separate windows. And then in the middle here, you're going to add a slab just like this. And then what you're going to want to do is grab a lot of birch trapdoors. There's going to be a lot of them. And also, there will be a large amount of flower pots with cornflowers. So make sure you've gathered a lot of cornflowers. We won't add any cornflowers on this window, but we will add some trapdoors just like this. So we'll move over to this window, add your trapdoors like so, and you're also going to want to add some cornflowers on the trapdoors. And on these two block windows over here, you're going to want to add some trapdoors and some cornflowers on the windowsills. And then right over here, you're going to want to add a birch fence, like so, along with some cornflowers along the sides, just like this. And then on these two block windows, cornflowers, trapdoors, just like that. And on these one block windows over here, you're just going to simply add cornflowers. We're not going to add trapdoors just yet. And then moving on to these three block windows, you're going to place fences like this and cornflowers on the sides like this. And then moving over to this one block window, simply place a cornflower. And then right over here, what you're going to want to do is add one more trapdoor above that one. And then over here, two cornflowers as well as two trapdoors. And then moving over here, you're going to want to place a fence like this, cornflowers on the outsides, and then you're going to want to add some dark oak trapdoors along the sides of the window, just like this. Move over here. You want to add some cornflowers and some trapdoors like this. And that will be this layer complete. So the next layer is just simply extending everything up. So all the walls, you're going to add one more wall on top of all of them. And I'm going to start speeding up the video a little bit here and start using some replays for all the more tedious stuff, like just simply extending things. So once you've extended all the walls, what you'll simply do is just extend the basic walls. And you're going to do the same granite and terracotta mixture you did on the layer below. And make sure you do the same thing with the stairs. And when you get to these doors over here, what you're going to want to do is simply add another layer of trapdoors on top. And you'll do the same to the other set of doors like shown here. And there we go. And simply extend the walls like you were doing earlier. And once you have finished extending all the walls up, extend the glass up as well. So once you've extended all the glass, we can just move window by window, and I'll let you know if we need to add anything. We don't need to add anything to this. On this tower window right here, you're going to double stack all the trapdoors, like so. So like this. On the dual windows, you don't need to do anything. On this window, simply add another fence post. Don't need to add anything here. What you will need to do, you will add a block just like this. A single trapdoor on the second layer. And then moving over to these three windows, just add another fence post. Over here, you'll do the same, add a single trapdoor. Over on this tower, you don't need to add anything. Don't need to add anything over here. And simply add a fence post. And you don't need to add anything to these last two windows. So we'll move on to the next layer. Start out simply, just add on to the sandstone pillars with a sandstone wall, like you've been doing earlier on. I'll let you know the next step once you have finished that. And then the next step is simple, just extend the walls. However, before we extend all the walls, move over to the doors. What you want to do is add little bits of walls so we can work on it. So what you're going to do, you're going to place stairs at the corners like this, and a single stair in the middle, and it should look something like this. And you'll do the same to the other wall over here. Just like that. Now the rest is simple. Extend the walls, however this time include a little extra granite. Include, of course, some terracotta, but start to include a little bit more granite for the layer. This is a gradient after all, and we're going to move over to a granite layer fairly soon. And then once you have extended the walls, of course, extend all the windows as well. We'll be adding a little more design to the windows this round, so I will show you how to do all of those once you've completed stacking all the glass. And once you've done all that, let's go to this window first. What you're going to want to do is grab some birch fence gates, and you're going to want to add them to the top, as well as some dark oak fence along the sides, just like this. These tower windows, you don't need to do anything to them just yet. But let's move over to these dual windows, and you're going to place fence gates at the top like this, as well as dark oak fences, just like this. Over here, all you simply need to do is add a fence gate, just like this. Not a gate, a post. Moving over to this window, simply add the gates at the top, and these two fence posts. Move over here and add a trapdoor to the top, just like this, as well as dark oak fences. Moving over to these three wide windows, you're going to want to place a birch fence, and then gates across the middle like this, and do the same to the other one. And then add dark oak fences along the sides, just like this. Then over to the single window, add a trapdoor, just like that, and fences over here and over here, add a trapdoor as well, and then gates across the top, as well as dark oak fences. Moving over here, make sure to add trapdoors, just like this, and a fence post just like that. And as well as some gates across the top. Moving over here, add some gates just like this and some dark oak fences along the sides. And that will complete this layer. Let's move on to the next layer. And next layer, simply start with stacking up the sandstone walls. However, simply start on the exterior ones first because we're going to do something a little special above the doors. Now, of course, you can also do the ones that hug the building, but note we are doing something special above the doors. So once you have all the pillars stacked up like this, what you're going to want to do now is grab some smooth sandstone slabs, and then across the top you're going to want to place some blocks just like this. Then create a pattern just like that. And below the center one, you're going to want to add a lantern and hang it off just like that. And then along the sides of it, add some trapdoors, except on the center one, just like this. Move over to the other side, and you're going to want to do the exact same thing. Hang a lantern and trapdoors along the sides of it, just like this. And then the next step is to simply stack up the walls, but again, make sure there's a healthy amount of granite on it, but include some terracotta as well. And then once you've stacked up the walls just like this, you're going to go around and stack up the windows as well. And once you have all the windows stacked up, I will show you what to do for each of the windows. So starting with this window, what you're going to want to do is add some trapdoors above the gates, and above the fences, what you're going to want to add is nether brick walls. We'll get rid of that. And you're going to want to stack them up just like that. And moving on over to this window, you're going to want to add trapdoors along the top, just like this. And over here, add some trapdoors along the top just like this, and bricks along the top. And moving over to this window, what you're going to want to add is a birch fence and some gates along the sides, as well as some dark oak fences along the sides, just like that. Then over here, add some trapdoors and nether brick walls. And over here, you're going to want to add nether brick walls and a trapdoor above that one right there. Then over here, what you want to do is add a birch fence, then some trapdoors above the gates, and nether brick walls along the sides. Do the same thing to this window over here. And over here, you're going to want to add a trapdoor above that one, and some nether brick walls. Over here, what we're going to do is we're going to grab a granite slab, like so, and put it at the top of the window, just like that. And across the top of the window, what you want to do is add some dark oak fences, like this, and add them across the top, just like that. Over here, you're going to want to add some birch trap doors, and some nether brick walls, just like that. And over here, add a birch fence, some birch trap doors, and some trap doors along the sides, just like that. And moving over to these last windows, add birch trapdoors across the gates, and add nether brick walls, just like that. And that will be everything for this layer. For the next layer, we're just going to do, again, simple start, stack up all the sandstone walls. But things do start to get interesting at this layer as well. I'll let you know how to proceed after you stack up all the walls. Now, once you've placed all the walls, let's move over to the doors first. So on the corners, you're going to add sandstone walls just like this, and a fence gate, not a fence gate, a birch fence just like this. Place some granite along the sides over here, and grab some blue stained glass panes this time, and place them across just like this. And once you've completed that, you're going to want to come over here, and we're going to do it slightly differently. So you're going to place the same thing like this. However, you're going to place the fence in the middle just like that. And instead of panes, well, for now, we're going to do glass. But later, once you start doing the interior, you will be adding panes over here. And you're going to leave it just like that. Now for the rest of the walls, what you're going to do is basically the same thing you've been doing. However, at this point, things should be mostly granite. However, there will be some terracotta you should add. So make sure not to leave out terracotta. Add some in, but it's, like I said, should mostly be granite. And once you've finished up stacking all the walls, you'll be finishing up with stacking up the glass as well. However, the one glass you shouldn't stack is this, since this window is already finished. Now we'll go window by window and I will show you what to do for each. So for this window, what you're going to want to do is just place 2 granite blocks across like this. And then you're going to want to grab some dark oak stuff like this, some dark oak stairs and slabs. What you're going to want to do is place slabs across the top like this, then some stairs just like that, and some slabs across the top just like that. Next up, across this tower window, you're going to want to double up these trapdoors like so, and then you're going to want to add trapdoors like this. However, you're going to want to leave this spot and this spot blank just for now. And then moving over to these windows, you're going to want to add some granite stairs across the top like this. So it should look something like that. And then above the nether brick walls, you're going to want to add dark oak slabs just like this. And then you're going to want to add stairs like this. And there we go. Moving over here, you simply add a fence post right here, some birch trap doors, and then some nether brick walls above the dark oak fences. And then coming over here, you want to do the same thing you did to the other 2 wide windows. Just like that. And move into these single wide windows. All you want to do is add a granite slab above the top and some dark oak slabs, just like this. And then moving over to these 3 wide windows, what you want to do is add a fence post going up, some granite stairs along the side, and then across the nether bricks, you're going to want to add dark oak, just like this. And same thing to the other one. Moving over here, do the same thing you did to the other single wide, and add slabs just like this. Over on this tower right here, what you're going to want to do is add some smooth quartz, just like this, like I showed here. And over here, what you're going to want to do is add some granite stairs like this, and add your dark oak, just like that. Move into this window, what you want to do is add a birch fence like this, some granite stairs like this, and then you're going to want to position your slabs just like that. And then add a slab in the middle just like this. Moving over to these windows, do the same thing you did to the other 2 wide windows. So dark oak just like this. And just like that. So we're going to work on the next layer. So on the exterior pillars like this, you're going to want to add a block like this. And across the inside, you're going to want to add slabs just like that. You won't be adding slabs to this point over here. You'll be adding something else a layer up. However, on these 2 points, you'll be adding slabs just like this. However, on most, you'll be adding blocks just like that. So continue that all the way around, but I won't go into replay this time, so we can follow along a little bit easier. You'll come back to the front over here, finish it up, add one just like this. However, on this little circle area, you're just going to add blocks at the top, nothing else. just like that. And for the rest, for the ones hugging the walls over here, what you're going to want to do is simply extend the walls up. Now, before we stack up the walls, I want to do two things. So over here on the front part, you're going to add 2 blocks like this, and you're going to add trapdoors like so. And then you're going to add 2 slabs just like this, and in the center, you're going to add a fence post. And behind, you're going to stack up the panes and add blocks just like this. And coming over here, you're going to stack up the glass just like this. Stack up the granite just like this, and up like this. However, on the interior, you're going to add granite slabs like this and leave those walls alone. And then moving over here, you're going to want to stack up the glass just like this and leave this area open. But for everywhere else, you're going to want to stack up the walls with basically just granite. Make sure you are doing these stair corners as well, because this still continues up. And then once you've stacked up the walls just like this, we'll move on to the next step. So starting with this right over here, what you're going to want to do is simply just add a dark oak slab at the top there. And then moving over here, what you want to do, add a trapdoor just like this. Double stack those, like so, and like this. And then across this middle one, what you're going to want to do is add a lantern, like this. And same thing over here. Now over here, I did make a mistake. Remove these 2 over here, and add 1 over here, and add a slab over here. There will be an arch going from over here to over there. And do the same thing over here as well. And you'll be adding a slab here as well. Moving over to this window right over here, what you're going to want to do is add a fence post like this, add granite stairs like so, and stack up some dark oak slabs just like this. And then you want to come around to this backside to these 3 wide windows and finish them off like this and like this, as well as adding lanterns in the middle just like that. The next thing you want to do is move over to this tower, and on the spots you have slabs, add an additional slab on top. And since this is more of a snowy build, so what I'll do is add some white carpet to avoid snow accumulating on this build. So it should look something like that. And then moving over to the side window over here, simply add a slab just like that. Now that this layer is done, we'll move on to the next layer. So what we're actually going to do is start out with stacking up the house layer. So what we're going to do, only on these 2 corners will you continue the stair pattern. So you'll continue the stair pattern like this only on these corners. The rest of the house, what you're going to want to do is just stack up the walls with granite. You don't need anything else. No terracotta is needed at this point. It is simply granite. So you'll stack up the walls just like this. However, as I come around to this tower over here, what you're going to want to do is leave this spot open for a piece of glass. And in the center, you're going to add a trapdoor just like this. So we will continue stacking up the walls like so. All right, and once you have that done, we're going to start with the interior pillars. So across these interior pillars, you're going to want to place a block just like this across all of them. We'll get out to the exterior pillars in a moment. But let's just finish up placing all of these down like so. And across this front entrance, you're going to want to add smooth sandstone just like that. And I forgot to add one right over here. And right over here, you're going to want to add a block. And same thing to this part right over here. And coming over to this tower, what we're going to do is a little special. So grab some smooth sandstone stairs as well. Across these middle two, you're going to want to place single blocks. And across this corner, you're going to want to add some stairs just like this. Now, these 4 pillars along the outside, what you're actually going to do is make sure to stack them up just like this, because this will go up a little bit further than the rest of the house. However, for everything else, what you're going to want to do is add slabs running across everywhere just like this. Make sure it looks something like that. And in the corners of this, you're going to want to add some slabs just like this, so it looks like this. So continuing this all the way around. Leave this blank for now. Actually, add a smooth sandstone block right there. And continuing this all the way around. Ignore this. And then we've gone all the way around. Now for this section over here, the blocks that are exposed to the outside, you're going to want to add trapdoors like this. Like so. Now we will work on the exterior pillars. So for this, you're going to add blocks across the top just like this. And for this spot only, you're going to add stairs like this, since this is a 2-block gap. For the rest, what you're going to want to do is create little arches just like this. So same with over here. Just make sure it curves just like that. And then like this. And then like this as well. And then across the top ones, you're going to want to add little trapdoors like this. Now you're not going to add trapdoors on the inside because we're going to be doing something else on the inside of the patio. But for the rest of the patio, what we're going to do is create arches like this. And slabs. However, leave the middle portion empty. We're going to have some plants hanging down. So it should look something like that, along with trapdoors in the center, just like that. Right over here, you're going to have stairs connecting these two, and you'll have trapdoors coming out just like this. However, in this entrance area, what you're going to do is include a birch trapdoor just like that. And then you're going to do this. Just like that. I'll include the trapdoors in a moment. And then include the trapdoors just like that. Right over here, include the trapdoor because these two connect in a different way. This actually connects more over there. And you're going to have it connect just like that. Over here, we're going to stack this up and include a smooth sandstone slab just like this. And we're going to do the same pattern over here, except we are including trapdoors like so. And then, however, I'd like to stay right over here after I include these trapdoors, because we're going to do something right over here. So right over here, we're going to finish up this window with 3 slabs just like that. And over here, make sure you have the smooth quartz slabs available to you, because we're going to include a pattern just like this. Every other block, you're going to include a smooth quartz trap, not a trap door, a slab, and including in the corners right here. And make sure you add a trapdoor right over there as well. But now we'll continue it over here. So let me grab this. Just like this. And then stairs, included over here. The trapdoor. Stairs. Oops. One last one right over here, just like this. Now make sure to include the trapdoors like so, like I nearly forgot. And there we go. That is the start of the porch arches. However, we're going to work a little bit inside the porch as well. Now, entering this area, we're going to start from this spot, creating a trim of spruce trapdoors all the way around. And just follow along. Temporary block for now, but still leave that empty. There we go. And then you're going to leave this spot blank, but include 3 trapdoors like this. Leave this blank, and then continue from here. And then over here, there should be a 5-block gap, just like this, because this doesn't quite complete the full circle, but I like it to be as close to a full circle as possible. And also, right over here, include 2 spruce trapdoors that I forgot to put in. Now, moving over here, what we're going to do is include some spruce trapdoors only across this line. So, coming across. I'm just going to skip the trapdoors and come back to them. There we go. So it should look something like that. So now we move into the back area, where over here, you're going to do the same thing as well. I'm going to get back to those corners in a second. However, do not do this back area. Make it go all the way to that back area, but don't finish it. So it should be empty just like this, but do everything else, including the corners that I'm very lazy to do. And there we go. The trapdoors should look something like this. So now that this layer is done, we will move on to the next layer. So what we're going to start out with this layer is grab some granite and place it along the top just like this. And then across the middle here, you're going to add 3 slabs like so, and then some trapdoors like this. And then you're going to do the exact same thing to this side over here. So granite across the top, 3 slabs, and trapdoors like that. Now you're going to come all the way back, and starting from over here, what you're going to want to do is stack up these pillars with just plain smooth sandstone like this, all the way across. And leave this part open. Stack this up as well. And over here, you're going to add 2 blocks like this, and then 2 slabs just like that. But continue stacking up all the way over here. And then you'll do the same thing to this side. So 2 blocks, 2 slabs. But continue this all the way around. Now, this section, what you're actually going to do is every other block, you're going to have some smooth quartz, and you're going to place it on top. So every other block, just like this. And in between those blocks, what you're going to do is add slabs just like this. So from here, just add blocks and make sure there's a block on these corners. It just makes things easier if there is. And then all the way around. And this is only for the exterior areas. And then over here, what you're going to want to do is stack this up, increase this, and then double block that, just like this. Now over here, we're going to do something special. So what we're going to do is extend this out by, on blocks, placing a stair outwards. Just like this. And it's only on this section. Do not do it to this section, only this. And then, since we're doing this, we may as well just go ahead and stack up the walls with granite. All right, once you have all the walls stacked up with granite, we're going to do something else. Now, we haven't done it with the rest of the layers, but we're going to add some plants coming down from the pillars. So we're going to start on the front side. So grab some chains, some iron chains in particular. We're going to grab flowering azalea, and then we're going to grab a trapdoor. We're going to grab mangrove trapdoors. So what you're going to do, 2 chains, you're going to add a leaf, and then a bread or mangrove trapdoor at the base, just like this. This is a little more survival friendly than what I did in the original design. So you can still have the plants like I have in the original design. So hang these down from all the middle portions with blocks. So ignore this one, ignore these over here, and come over here and do this one. And there we go. Those are the hanging plants. Now what we're going to do for the rest of the build is some smooth quartz like so. So what we're going to do for the roof is start with the trim. So we're going to add a block here, a slab here, 2 slabs like this, and then alternate between block and slab for the rest of the way. And you're going to continue this all the way until you reach this section. And over here, what you're going to do is stack this up, connect this all with smooth sandstone slabs, like this. And then over here, you're going to do the exact same thing. So you're going to alternate, like so. And then 2 slabs like this, and like that. And same thing over here. And then connect these up. And it should look something like this. And then over here, you want to start from over here to connect. So 2, and then alternate all the way around. However, when you get to this spot, what you want to do is make sure the blocks are above the trapdoors. So it should be like this. There we go. And that's that main trim done. Now let's come over here. We're going to knock out this layer over here because we're going to put blackstone in place. So across the top of these quartz slabs, you're going to add more quartz slabs like this. So actually, quick change up. It's supposed to look more like this. And you do the same thing to the other side. So what we're going to do is across this, we're going to have blackstone bricks come across just like this. Just like this. And then you're going to have blackstone slabs as well as 2 wide come across just like this. All the way across. And it should look something like this. Next up, we're going to work on the patio ceiling. So what we're going to do is right beside this trapdoor, we're going to create a layer of dark oak. And then come across all the way around like this, all across the edges, including here. Now what we're going to do here is create a little bit of a circle around this spot. And this is why that spot is empty. Continue that circle around. So corner right there. And it should end like that. So there we go. There's a circle right there. And then continue this across like that. Now in the center points of this circle, what we're going to do is add some slabs just like this. Everywhere else, add trapdoors like so. Just like that. And then over here, let's finish up adding a little bit of a trim. Just like this. Just like that. Except knock out those points right there. And what we're going to do is go 3x3 squares. So a 3x3 square, just like that. Same thing here, and same thing here. So basically, continue that all the way around. So there we go. Oops. So like that. Like that. It's 4. Like this. And then you get to this point, you'll create a 2x3 right over there and have a shape just like this. And now what we're going to do is add some lighting here. I mean, we already have lighting, but we may as well add some decorative lighting in the ceiling. So what you're going to do, place oak planks in the corners just like this, and add stairs going around just like that, and place a redstone lamp just like this. Now to activate it, add a redstone block at the top or any sort of other redstone contraption you would like to add. Now you're going to do the same thing over here just like this, with a block on top. However, you're going to add blocks here, and add oak slabs in the corners, just like this. And then right over here, you're going to add one more redstone lamp with a block above it. Over here, you're not going to have room for a lamp, so what you're going to do is simply add stairs, just like that. But you're going to create that same design over here. However, just simply add blocks here and there in those corners. So same design all the way around. Just like that. And I will add the redstone in a moment to light everything up. And then the last section right over here. And there we go. It's now all lit up. Now we're going to go over here. So what you're going to want to do is add a lamp right here in the middle right there and align it with this right there. So it should be 3 lamps, 3 blocks apart. And then go ahead and light them up, just like that. And then right over here, all you're going to do is simply add some oak slabs, just like that. And now coming to the back side, we're going to do roughly a similar thing. However, we're going to do things a little differently. So we're going to have 3 lighting boxes in this ceiling right here. So like this, and like this. So go ahead and create the boxes and light it all up. And then basically the same thing here. We're going to place the dark oak along those sides. Place the planks around like this. And then just like that. And then over here, we're going to do nearly the full thing, but not quite. So along the edges right here, you're going to have some dark oak, just like this. And create 3 boxes like shown here. Then add in the corners. Like this. And there we go. And then light them up. All right, and that's the porch lighting pretty much done. Now that we have this layer done, we're going to move on to the next layer. It's going to be a little bit more complicated here, but what we're going to start out with is stacking up the house here. Now what we're going to do is raise the house a little bit. However, rather than speeding through it this time, I actually want you to follow along with me. So what you're going to do, you're going to want to extend this part all the way out until about 2 blocks away from here. And then you want to bring it all the way over to here, where it's going to touch this tower. And for this tower, we're actually going to complete the circle. So we're going to go around. It's going to be a 3x1 circle, just like this. So once you finish this tower, what you're going to do, you're going to bring it all the way over and stop 3 short like this. And then from here, you're going to connect it all the way over to here. So it should be 3 blocks short of here. And then for the rest, you're just going to follow through all the way around. Just basic stacking most of the way. And then when you approach this, what you're going to do, stack this up. And you don't need to do anything more to it for now. Just continue all the way around. And now we're done raising the house a little bit. Now, before we continue with the rest of this, I actually made a mistake over here. You're going to come all the way over here and break all of this until a block away from that redstone. Then you're going to connect it all the way across, just like this. Now we're going to come to the front over here. What you're going to do, you're going to place 2 granite, just like this. You're going to go grab some granite walls, just like this. And behind it, you're going to add some dark oak planks. The next thing you'll do is grab some smooth sandstone, both sandstone and a slab. And what you're going to do, you're going to place 2 blocks like this, and then slabs just like this. And then around the sides, you're going to place a block on top, go up just like this, and then it'll be something like that. Just like that. And what you're going to do, you're going to do the same exact thing to the other side over here. So 2 blocks, some dark oak, some granite walls, your smooth sandstone, and then your little quartz stair pattern, just like this. All right, so the next step, we'll come over here and continue this roof. So you're going to place a block like this, and then 2 just like that. And what you're going to do, you're going to come to the other side over here and do the exact same thing, just like that. And then on top, what we're going to do is connect this all up. So add some slabs, just like this, all the way over. And then over here, you're going to grab some black stone bricks and bring it all the way over, just like that. And right in between here, what you're going to do, you're going to have a slab just like this and a slab just like that. And then come over here, do the exact same thing, just like that. And what we're going to do, we're going to add 2 more sets of blocks after this. So you're going to bring it all the way over. However, you're going to stop right at the edge right over here. And then continue on the other side, just like this. And then you're also going to connect the smooth stone all the way to the end, just like this. And one more thing we're going to do on this layer is add some black carpet along the top of this section right over here. There we go. And we'll do the same over here later, but we'll save that for the next layer. And speaking of carpet, what we're going to do is along the courts on the bottom here, what we're going to do is add some white carpet around the edges, like so. And place it over any block that's a full block. And then when you get to this layer, leave it alone for now. You don't need to place any carpet. We're actually going to place some other stuff. However, along this, place some carpet. And continue it all the way here. So once you've finished placing all the carpet, what we're going to do is come over here. And what we're going to start with is the trim. And you're going to add a slab every other block, starting from this block right here. So it should go all the way around, and you're going to double up over here. And there we go. That's actually wrong. There we go. Fix that. And then what you're going to do is grab some nether bricks and place it in a circle around just behind the quartz trim. So there we go. 2, 1, 2, and then it will stop right there. Continue it all the way over here. And there we go. And that's how it should look for now. So next, we're going to come to the inner circle and place a dark oak plank on top of the slabs all around. And behind the trapdoors, you're going to have some oak planks, just like this. Just like that. And above the trapdoors, what you're going to have are slabs, oak slabs. Coming all the way around, and it should look just like that. Next, we'll continue on the roof. So the first thing we'll do is come to this front part, grab your black stone bricks, and place it from this block all the way to this back wall here. And do the same to the other side. Just like that. And come over here, do the exact same thing. Didn't mean to open that one up. And same thing over here. And the next thing is we're going to do the rest of the roof. So right behind the white carpet, you're going to place some black stone slabs. However, in this corner here, what you're going to do is place a quartz slab. And connect it all the way over here. And then we're going to continue the slabs all the way around. Connecting it to there, and then connect all the way over here, just like this. And then come to this area. On the edge, you're going to place some black stone slabs, just like this. And then right behind it, you're going to place some black stone brick blocks behind that. And you're going to do the exact same thing to the rest of the roof. Just like this. And when you get to this section right over here, just double up the blocks just like this. Same thing over here. And then connect it all the way here, except right here. You're going to place a quartz slab just like this. And connect it all the way over. And in these two back corners, I forgot, place your quartz slabs just like this. And then place another in the middle for support. You'll need it for the next layer, just like this. However, you don't need to do that design for this corner over here, nor this corner over here. And then place a block behind, just like that. And make sure you don't forget this section as well. Just like that. Now this layer is complete. All right, now we're going to move on to the next layer. And we're going to start with the main house. Just build it up with granite. We're going to do nothing special. However, when we get to that tower window, I will show you what to do. All right, so once you get to this tower window back here, just going to increase the granite just like this. Increase the window. However, at the top of it, you're going to place a birch trap door just like that. And then you're going to continue on with the rest. Just like this. Now that's done. What we're going to do, we're going to come over here. So what we're going to do is grab some nether brick slabs and some lanterns. What you're going to do, starting from this point right here, from where this blackstone connects, you're going to start with the slab, and every block you'll alternate between a slab and a lantern. Just like this. All the way around to right there. And then around the inside of this, what you're going to do is grab some raw iron blocks and place it behind the slabs. Just like this. And there we go. That's all the raw iron you need, as long as it covers up this spot right here and this spot right here. So the next thing we'll do is the ceiling right over here. So you're going to place a block above all of these and bring it in one just like this, and add a slab just like that all around. And what you're going to do, you're going to add a block just like this. However, I suggest putting in corner blocks so it's easier to get this sort of pattern around. Any sort of block will work. I'm just using the block that's in my inventory right now, so you can get it just like that. And there we go. And in the corners, you're going to add an oak slab just like this. So your ceiling should start to look something like this. Next up will be this front area right here. Now at this point, what you should start to do is mix in some bricks with your granite. You don't have to do it for those walls just yet because they're not visible mostly to the outside. But start with over here, something just like this. And then right behind, you're going to place a dark oak plank right there. So then what you're going to do is right over here, you're going to add a block and then a slab just like this. And then you're going to do the same thing over here. You're going to add blocks and then slabs inside just like that. And then anything that is a full block, place a carpet on those two. And we're going to come over here and do the exact same thing. So just like that. Place there. So blocks, slabs. Just like that. and then carpet on those 2 blocks right there. Next thing we'll do is fly over here, break this right here, and then you're going to go 2, just like that. And then you're going to add 1 more at the end and make sure to place a block under it. That block right there is actually very important. And then on the top, you're going to place 2 carpet just like that. And coming over here, you'll do the exact same thing. So break that, and then 2 just like this, and make sure to place a block under just like that. And then right over here, what you're going to do for these 2 blocks, you're going to add black carpet just like this, all the way to the end. And then you're going to add, let me grab some slabs. Where's some slabs? Here we go. Here's some slabs. And then you're going to connect this over here. However, at this point, you only want to do 1 in front. Leave this area blank for now. And bring this all the way over, just like that. And then right over here, you're going to add blocks just like this, connecting to the end. Like so. Just like that. Right at the end here, what you're going to do is connect this all the way and add a trim just like this. And then right underneath, a block like there, and add blocks over here as well. And 2 blocks away, what you're going to do is add blocks over here on this side. You don't need to extend this. Right over here, what you're going to need is some stairs, some quartz stairs, smooth quartz stairs in particular, and as well as some smooth quartz blocks. So break these corners and place quartz stairs just like this, and you're going to alternate between quartz stairs and quartz blocks just like this. Cool. I can't place blocks. Sometimes happens. And there we go. It should look something like that. And now we will connect the rest of the roof. So what we're going to do from this point here, what you're going to do is add black stone bricks all the way to the end, just like this. And there we go. And from here, you're going to add slabs, just like this. And right over in the corners, make sure to increase that up a little bit. And there we go. And from here, add some blocks, just like this. Make sure to add a quartz block, just like that. And connect it up. And then same thing over here. There we go. And then add blocks just like this. And then we'll move to the back side where we will add slabs from the corner here. And connect this up there. Add your blocks. Make sure to increase that corner a little bit. And then same thing over here. All the way around, just like that. The next thing we'll do is in this back corner right here. So what you want to do is take some smooth stone slabs, break this block, make sure to add a block underneath, and add a little trim just like this. However, starting from this block right here, you're going to alternate adding a slab underneath, and in front of those blocks, what you're going to do is add some birch trap doors just like that. Next up, you're going to add some slabs around the top of this little overhang area and every other block, starting from a block away from the corner. you're going to add an additional slab, just like that. And the next thing we'll do is add black carpet above every other black stone block that is a full block and doesn't have a slab on it. So continue doing this, just like that, and include quartz blocks, just not those quite yet. But include white carpet on these corners right here. So when you get to this point right over here, avoid placing carpet on these blocks right over here. We're going to place something else there. I could just not break blocks when I don't mean to. Breaking carpet is hard, especially such a thin block. And once you are done placing all of this carpet down, we can move on to the next layer. Alright, and for the next layer, we will start with this over here. However, for this, now start including a little bit of brick in the build. Not too much, but just a little bit. Because parts of this layer will soon be visible. However, in these corners right here, what you want to start doing is adding stairs. Only in these corners, though. The other corners, not just yet, just these corners. And then when you come all the way over here, what we're going to do is, of course, extend this up, double this, and add some dark oak trapdoors along the top, just like this. And then continue on raising the roof a little bit. Or not roof, the building. And there we go. The next step will be this right over here. So what you're going to do first is extend the iron up. However, you're going to bring this all the way to the end, just like this. However, just stack up the rest like so. Just like that. And then at the top of the iron, what you're going to do is add a trim of nether brick slabs. Just like this. And about to here. And then what you're going to do, above every lantern, you're going to place a block. So that includes right there as well. And there you go. It should look something like that. And then we're going to come to the ceiling part. What we're going to do, we're going to connect all the dark oak just like that. And then in the corners, what we're going to do is add some oak planks just like this. And in the centers, in the remaining space, you're going to add slabs just like that. Now your dome should look something like this. However, we are not done with the dome just yet. So what we're going to make is a chandelier. you can check my hotbar for the materials you need. So what you need to place is a cobbled deep slate wall in the center, then a spruce fence, then a chain. And then what we're going to do, we're going to place andesite walls in a cross shape just like this. And in the corners, what you're going to do is add iron bars like so. And below the walls, you're going to add lanterns just like this. And then in the center, you're going to add an iron fence along with a lantern hanging beneath it. And there you go. Now you have a simple chandelier above your patio chairs or table. I don't know why I can't figure out what to call this. Just your patio table for some outdoor dining in this flat plane. I'm sure you picked out a better spot than a flat plane. So the next thing we will work on is this little front entrance. So what you're going to do is grab a block and a slab of sandstone, place it just like this and like that, and place some bricks behind it just like that. And then above it, what you're going to do, you're going to add blocks just like this. And then from there, what you're going to do is add some blackstone bricks along the sides here. And same thing over here as well. Now, this is where things get a little bit complicated. We're going to avoid this side just for now. What we're going to do is come over here and do the same thing we have been doing for this front part. So, some slabs. And then when it comes to this part, you're going to add some slabs just like this. However, right here, what we're going to do is increase from here and 2 blocks just like that. And then break this layer of carpet and add slabs going all the way over here just like that. We're going to add one more layer of slabs coming over just like this. And then you're going to add a block and a block right here as well. And then for the rest, you're going to add blackstone bricks just like this. Coming all the way over. Right over here, what you're going to do, you're going to grab some smooth quartz. That's not how you spell it. But you're going to add just like this over here. Then a block, slab, block. And then you're going to alternate just like this, coming all the way around. Including all the way over here. Just like this. And then right here, what you're going to do, you're going to add 3 blocks, a block right here, and a slab coming up just like this. And you can add a block right there. Right over here, we're going to continue the slabs, just like so. Just like this. And then blocks right over here, like this. And right over here, add some carpet, because I forgot to mention that earlier. So add some carpet in this area right over here. So next over here, it's going to be as well a little bit complicated. So starting from a block here, you're going to alternate between blocks and slabs, just like this, all the way to over here. And then what else we're going to do is we're going to bring this and we're going to increase the nether bricks, just like this. We're going to be stacking these up pretty soon, so this is just an easy way to follow through. And then the final bit will be just simply stacking up the slabs and the bricks just like this. And it should look something like this. Also, go ahead and add white carpet on these blocks right over here. We're going to come to this back area and do the same thing we did on the front there. So bricks, 2 blocks, slab, and then same thing right over here, placing carpets on these blocks right over here. And then here, we're going to do same thing, bring this up, add just slabs here. Leave this spot blank for now. You're also going to add a slab right there, and then grab some smooth quartz stairs. And what we're going to do is alternate between stairs and blocks over here. Just like that. And then right over here, we're going to do something else as well. So we're going to add slabs, white carpet, slab, white carpet, slab. Just like this. And you're going to do the same thing over here to this point where you're going to add a slab and then a block right there. So it should look something like this. Next, we will work on this section right here. So grab some smooth sandstone and then you're going to place 2 blocks like this. Ignore this corner right here, place a block, and then a block right here. Right here, what you're going to do is add some podzol or any sort of dirt block and place it right here. And then what you're going to do is add trapdoors along the sides of these right over here. But for this, what you're going to grab is some spruce trapdoors. That's the wrong block. Some spruce trapdoors, just like this. And it should look like this. And then the last thing we'll do is right over here. So grab some sandstone walls and place a wall above every quartz block, just like this. And that will complete this layer. Now we will move on to the next layer. Actually, before we do that, I did forget to mention place some blocks right over here. So make sure you do that. I know, I'm terrible at this thing. And there we go. Now we'll move on to the next layer. Now we will work on the next layer. So we'll start with the main house. Continue mixing in some bricks as well. However, we're also going to add a little bit more stairs in the mix. Man, I can't figure out how to switch. So stairs in the corner, just like that. And then stairs in that corner, just like that. And when we get here, what we're going to do is add a block over, just like that. Grab some dark oak planks, not planks, trapdoor. And then grab a lantern. Just like that. And then continue stacking up the walls. Like so. You don't need to add stairs in this corner over here. Not yet. And neither over here. And that should be the walls stacked up. The next thing we'll work on is this dome over here. So what you're going to do is basically stack this up, however, leave the corners exposed like this. And there we go. So basically should be a 3-2-1 circle, and make sure to continue over here just so it's easier to stack up later. Just like that. Now we will move over here. So in the center, you're going to place a block just like this, place 2 blocks, and then a block just like that. And it should look like this. And then connect to the house with blackstone bricks, just like this. And there we go. Now, continue this to the other side, like I nearly forgot to do last time. That's not how you do it. There we go. And just like that. first we'll work on this side since this is simpler. All you need to do is just bring this up just like that. So bring it like that and like that. And same thing to the other side. So slabs and then blocks just like this. And then on these, what you're going to do is grab some sandstone walls and add it to the front of each quartz block, just like that, as well as to the sides here. And now we'll move over here. What you'll do, stack this up, add some slabs coming around, just like this, and then bring it to just 1 block away from the walls. Then you'll do the same with the blocks. Then bring it 1 block away from the walls. So what you're going to do over here is add a sandstone wall, carpet, slab, and then 2 blocks like so. Over here, what you're going to do is add carpet, and then on these 2 remaining blocks, you're going to add walls just like this. Make sure you've added black carpet to all the blocks like so. Actually, leave these blocks alone for now. And white carpet on the quartz. Just like that. All the way up here. And here as well. Just like that. So coming over here, we need to make a quick adjustment. So you're going to have a double block right over here. And then from there, you're going to alternate the blocks just like this. And then what you're going to do is add sandstone walls to this block, and this block. And the remaining blocks, you add some carpet just like this. Now moving over here, we're going to continue the trim. So what you're going to do is block, slab, stair, block, and then over here, same thing. And there should be 2 blocks in the middle with 2 blocks on the side. And then over here, you're going to add carpet above the points where it's a full block. Next, we're going to come over here. So above the stairs, what you're going to do is add blocks, and above the blocks, you're going to add slabs. So it should alternate just like this. Just like that. So above the sandstone blocks, you're going to add walls just like this. And right where you have your dirt block, you're going to break this block right there. And behind it, what you're going to do is include a window. Again, like we talked about earlier, it can either be this glass block, or you can just, if you're going to do this interior, do panes. And then right here, what you're going to grab is any sort of flower you want, but the original flower I have here is a blue orchid. And then along the sides of the window, what you're going to do is add dark oak trapdoors along the sides. And while you're holding it, add a dark trapdoor right here and add 2 smooth quartz slabs just like this. And then right over here, we're going to do some more. So you're going to grab smooth stone or smooth sandstone, and above every wall, you're going to add a block just like this. And in between the blocks, you're going to add slabs like this. And right where the blocks are exposed, add birch trapdoors. Just like that. And once you have all this done, we can now move on to the next layer. Now, onto the next layer. What we're going to do is stack up the main house. However, note, there will be windows added, but for just this step, I'm not going to worry about where the window placements are just yet. However, you should be placing stairs in most corners. However, this corner will be the only exception. You will not place stairs right now, as it'll be covered up anyway. But continue to mix in bricks, but it should still mostly be granite. And you should also mix in some brick stairs at this point. And then right over here, of course, extend the window, but we'll come back to this. And there we go. That is everything stacked up. Next, we will work on this part. I've seemed to have forgotten to connect this all the way. But right over here, we'll stack this up. So what you're going to do, of course, is leave the corners exposed. So it should look like this. There we go. And that's one side complete. Just like that. So all the corners should be exposed like so, and you should build it all the way to the end like that. So it should be 1 block in the middle, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. So it should look like that on all sides. And then right over here, we're just going to basically finish up this roof. What we're going to do is place a block right over there. However, rather than placing quartz here, what you're going to do is place some smooth sandstone. So place 2 blocks of that for now. We'll come back to it. Right now, just finish off the roof all the way to right about here. And then make sure to add black carpet along this right here. So we'll come back to this trim in a second. But what we're going to do is add a little more to this roof right here. So all you need to do is place a single block like this. And of course, the carpet around the sides. So add the black carpet all the way to this corner right here. And same thing to here. Just like this. Don't place any carpet on the here. And then from here, just bring the black stone bricks all the way back. Do not add any carpet on top of this. What we're going to do next is add some blackstone slabs. So bring this 1 block away from the wall. And then same thing over here. And then add your quartz slab in the corner just like this. Then add 2 more blackstone bricks just like this. And then right over here, we're going to continue this trim. So what you're going to do, you're going to place a sandstone wall in the corner right here. Carpet, slab, carpet, and then 2 slabs like this. So what you're then going to do is place some quartz blocks just like this. Then 3 blackstone blocks just like this. And place quartz blocks the rest of the way just like this, except 1 block away from the wall. And then let's come back to this section here. So what you're going to do, you're going to place 3 sandstone blocks like so, and then grab a smooth sandstone slab from your inventory, place 2 blocks like this, then a block here, and then alternate like this. And then 2 blocks just like that. And then on the faces of all these, you're going to add birch trapdoors like usual. Just like that. And then what you're going to do over here, we're going to start with a balcony. So break 3 of these blocks and add some cobbled deep slate. So from this wall, it should be 3 blocks wide, just like this, and continue it all the way over here, like so. Now, like with the foundation below, you have the option to mix in blocks, like the bricks and the deep slate. That's up to you if you want to do it, but it also looks just fine with the cobbled deep slate if you prefer. Next up, we're going to start working on some windows. So right over here, you're going to break 3 blocks just like this, add a sandstone wall, add some dark oak trapdoors along the sides, and behind it, you're going to add some glass, just like this. And in the center of it, you're going to add a birch fence, like so. Move over here, you're going to do practically the same thing. Break 3 blocks, stack up your sandstone walls, add some glass behind it, and place a birch fence along with some trapdoors along the sides, just like that. And then same thing over here, stack up your walls, break 3 blocks. You're practically creating the same window over and over again. I've seemed to have lost my trapdoors, and there we go. Now over here, you're going to do a similar thing. So you're going to place walls on these blocks right here, and on the remaining blocks, you're going to place some carpet. And then right over here, we're going to do the same thing we did to the front there. So some carpet there, some more carpet here, and then we're going to grab a block and then stack up the blocks just like that. But we'll make some changes in the back. So what we're going to do, you're going to add quartz blocks to the back just like this. And you're going to add some carpet like so. And from here, what you're going to do, you're going to add some smooth sandstone slabs just like this, coming out from the sides. And then right over here, over every quartz block, you're going to add some sandstone. And I seem to have made a mistake there. And then right over here, you're going to stack up your walls like so. Add some trapdoors and add a trapdoor like so right here. And then you're going to come over here. What you're going to do is add some blocks just like this and some quartz just like that. And to our last section over here, you're going to add some blocks right there and right there, as well as here and here. And on these 2 blocks, you're going to surround them with birch trapdoors like this. And only on this, you're going to put 2 trapdoors like so. What we're going to do is in the middle of those, we're going to add a flower pot. So grab your podzol or whatever dirt you're using and surround it with spruce trapdoors like so. And then over here, you're going to do a 3 wide one with the same exact thing. And there we go. That is this layer complete. Now that we're done with this layer, what we're going to do is move on to the next layer. So what we're going to do is start out from right over here, which you also want to make sure at every corner at this point, there should be stairs. So grab your granite stairs and your brick stairs. So we'll go ahead and start off right over here. Start to mix in like a good amount of brick at this point. There still should be some granite, but also right over here, what you actually want to do is bring it out one more, like this. Just like this. There we go. And right over here in the middle, break out 3 and add some cobbled deep slate like that. But for the rest, continue Adding not the sandstone. Of course, leave these windows open. That's the wrong block. Oops. 2 bricks right there. Now, there will be some windows added here and there, but I haven't shown you where those positions are just yet, so just follow along as I'm doing it. And of course, where we already have windows, just leave them open and extend these up. And where you have these flower pots, leave the space behind it open as well. And add some glass behind it. So, same with this spot right here. And there we go. That is that layer done for now. Now we'll go ahead and move over here. So what we're going to do over here is basically make a 3-2-2 circle. I know most of you don't know what that means, so I'm going to show you. So you're going to create a 3-face like this. Then you're going to create a 2-face as well as another 2-face like this. And then 3 right here. And this is what I personally call a 3-2-2 circle. So you're going to do the same thing right over here. And then 3 just like that. Right below, add some extra blocks because those will be visible from above. And 3, 2, and you should have something like this. And right in the centers of these 3 points, add a block just like this. All the way around. And there we go. That's your 3-2-2 circle. And we can move on to the next point. Now the next thing we're going to do is work on the roof trim. So what we're going to do is grab some smooth quartz as well as some smooth quartz slabs. Starting from this roof right here. What you're going to do is alternate between blocks and slabs just like this all the way until you reach this point. And then from this, on this quartz line, what you're going to do is alternate between carpet and slabs just like this. Let me switch this over so it's a little bit easier. And then right over here, what we're going to do is add 2 slabs like this, block, slab, block, and then a slab right over here. And it should look something like this. On top of all the blocks, add some carpet, so including these over here, like so. And also add some black carpet right over here, like that. And then we're going to come over here and continue the trim, like so. So leave this block empty for now, but what we're going to do is slab block, just like this, all the way to the end, like right there. Just leave the tops empty for now. The next thing we're going to do is, I forgot to add this, so stack up all the glass you didn't stack up already, and then we'll come back to those windows in a moment. But we're going to work on this balcony. So what we're going to do is start with the railing. So on this side, what you're going to do is place some smooth sandstone like this, and right over here you're going to place a smooth sandstone block like this. And then for the remaining spots, you're going to place some smooth sandstone stairs like this, all converging to the center like shown here. Just like that. And in the blocks, in the corners here, what you're going to do is add blocks, then add another block, and then a block right over here. And in between them, you're going to add some sandstone, just like that. And on the faces of each of those blocks, what you're going to do is add trapdoors, like so. And these 3 blocks right here, break them and add some dark oak planks right behind them so we can then place some doors. So grab both doors and trap doors, place them on the sides like this, and over here, or like this. And then we're going to come over to this section. What you're going to do, in this corner right here, you're going to place blocks like this around the corner. Same thing over here, and place a sandstone block like that in the corner as well. And then surround them with trapdoors like I'm doing here. And there we go. And in the middle 3 blocks, what you're going to do is grab whatever dirt block you were using. Like I'm going to use Podzol here, and I'm also going to grab some spruce trapdoors. Place 3 like that, and then surround them with spruce trapdoors. Like that. And the last thing we're going to do over here is right where this trim is, add some black carpet like this. And then we can start moving over to the windows over here. All you simply have to do is just continue what's already been done right there, just like that. And same thing over here, just like that. And then just continue this window up the same way as the others. And then right over here, what we're going to do is open up some windows. But first, let's extend the walls a little bit and break these 2 blocks just like that and place glass behind them as well. And right at the top of the glass, grab some birch trapdoors and place it just like this. And then next up, we'll work on this roof. Same thing as we did on the front. Just alternate between blocks, like so. Except leave that back one open. And then on top of the blocks, add some carpet. And then right over here, what you want to do is alternate between blocks and slabs, just like this, with smooth sandstone. Let's see if I can place them correctly. And then on the block faces, what you're going to do is add some trapdoors, just like that. And then we'll move on over here. What you're going to do is grab some blocks, place it over the walls, like so, and in between, add slabs. And on the faces, add some trapdoors, just like that. And right over here, all you simply need to do is extend it up. Same with over here and over here. So right on this tower right here, what you're going to do, add some white carpet on top. And right over here, add some walls on top of the sandstone blocks. And right over here, grab some blue orchids, place them in. And also grab some birch trapdoors and place them in the window, just like that. And do practically the same thing over here. Grab some blue orchids. And then also add a birch fence in the middle of this window. Also, I forgot to add the dark oak trapdoors on the sides of that window as well. So that is that layer complete, and we've basically completed the lower roof. All we need to do is complete the second floor, and the main house will be complete. Still a lot to go, as there's a second floor, so let's continue. So let's start with stacking up the walls yet again. Also, like I've been saying, start to include more brick. And leave this spot wide open, since we're going to put a window there. And right over here, what you're going to do is place blocks only in the corners like this. So these corners should all be open, except this one. This one can be closed for now. And right where you have windows, go ahead and extend the glass. And I forgot to extend that glass. Extend this, extend that. And right on this tower right here, what you're going to go ahead and do, leave that open and place a piece of glass right behind it. And there will be windows on this side, but I'll show you where they are in a moment. Well, may as well show you where they are. So on this block, break a block open there, and on this block, break a block open there, and go ahead and place glass, hopefully better than me, in the windows just like that. And I seem to have forgotten to extend those up as well. All right, and make sure to add glass behind this opening as well, just like that. And since I'm in this section already, may as well start working on it. So on all the sandstone blocks, go ahead and place walls just like this, all the way around. And right over here, what you're going to do, you're going to place a wall right there, there, and there, just like that. And on the remaining spots, what you're going to do is grab some white carpet. That's not how you spell it. White carpet, like so. And on the edges of this, what you're going to do, grab some dark oak trapdoors and place it on the edges just like that. And at the tops of the glass, place some birch trapdoors just like that. And let's move over here. So what you're going to do in this flower pot, grab some blue orchids or orchids, however you say it. And in the center, place a birch fence just like that. And along the sides, place some dark oak trapdoors just like that. And we'll move on over here. So above this little railing, what you're going to do, grab some smooth sandstone and just layer it on top just like this all the way across. Just like that. And what you're going to do for this tower is grab some brick slabs. Just do bricks. Don't worry about the granite. And place them at the bottoms of the openings just like that. And behind all the openings, place some blue stained glass just like that. And then we'll move on over here. What we're going to do, stack up the fence, stack up the trapdoors, stack up the walls as well. And in the middle, what you're going to do, grab some birch fence gates and place them across the middle just like that. And you're going to do the same thing over here. Just stack everything up like so, and as well as over here. Now this section will be simple. Just stack up the sandstone walls just like that. And on the corners here, what you're going to do, place sandstone walls just like that. And in the middle here, what you're going to do is grab that dirt block you're using. I'm using podzol and spruce trapdoors all around the sides, just like this, like that. And right over here, what you're actually going to do is alternate between walls and dirt. So starting from this block, you're going to place a wall, dirt, wall, dirt, wall. And around the dirt, you're going to surround them with spruce trapdoors, like so. Just like that. And then come over here, just stack up the walls just like this. Same thing over here. And stack up the trapdoors just like that. And at the top there, you're going to add a birch trapdoor just like that. And now, same over here. Stack up the trapdoors just like that. Stack up the walls. And right over here, you're going to add a birch trapdoor at the top of the window like that. Coming over here, same thing. Just stack everything up. One block with the fence. Just like that. And for our last little bit here, what we're going to do is work on the dome. And what we're going to do is basically a 5x5, or more likely a 7x7 rounded square. So what you're going to do, you're going to create a face of 5 blocks just like that. 1 block just like that, and another 5 blocks like this. And you're going to do the same thing all the way around. Just like that, and it should look like this. In the remaining spots in the layer below, fill them in with nether bricks. Just like that. And in the middle of those 5 faces, you're going to place a block just like this. And there we go. That's how that should look. And go ahead and place blocks in the corners like I did here. And actually, go ahead and fill this in. There's going to be a very little bit on the next layer. And you know what? May as well do it right now. All you need to do right now is just place a cross pattern like I did here. And though this dome is not 100% complete, this is basically how the main shape will look. Now we can go ahead and move on to the next layer. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next layer, and basically the same thing. However, it's going to be practically a majority of bricks at this point, and make sure to stack up the windows as you go. There will be a few more window spots that I haven't shown you yet, and those will basically be the final windows. Also, as I'm getting to this door, I've made a mistake. You actually need to bring this back by a block. So deep slate all the way there, bring this back just like this, and right around the top, go ahead and put some trapdoors like that. It should look like this, not how I had it before. I said hopefully I don't make any mistakes, and here I go making a mistake every couple minutes. Building's hard. And just continue these up all the way, while stacking windows as you go. And right where you have these flower pots, leave it open, and in fact, go ahead and add some glass right behind it. And same over here, leave it open and add glass right behind it, like so. Just continue all the way around. While I keep forgetting to stack up the glass, even though I tell you guys. And there we go. Now, what we're going to do over here, just go ahead and stack up all the sandstone pillars all around. So I don't have to keep saying it in every section. Just stack up all the pillars. And I seem to have forgotten to stack glass again. And there we go. We'll go ahead and start over here. This section is pretty simple. All you need to do, just stack up the trapdoors. And same over here, just stack up everything as is. Over here, we made the only change necessary. And right over here, what we're going to do is add some birch trapdoors along the bottom layer of that top glass. So it should be right over the slab, just like this. And then we'll come over here, go ahead, stack this up. Just like this, and same over here, and I forgot to stack up the glass again. And same thing to this window as well. These windows will be a little bit different, as we're going to be adding trapdoors to the top like this, and go ahead and grab some dark oak fences and place them along the tops like that. Now we're going to move over here. You're going to add some dark oak trapdoors along the sides, a birch fence in the middle, and some blue orchids just like this. And then same thing to these windows, except you're going to add a birch trapdoor to the windows like that, and the windows should look like that. Now we'll move over to this section. You're going to add some dark oak trapdoors to the top like that, And right over here, you're going to double stack that birch trapdoor like so. And one more thing for this window, double stack that top trapdoor like so. And then over here, simply stack up the windows like so. And add a birch fence gate to the tops of that window, just like that. And then over here, simply continue that up like so. And it should look something like that. And now we have another layer complete, so we'll move on to the next layer. Now we're going to stack up the house some more, and at this point, it should be mostly brick. So very little granite at this point. I mean, little patches of granite here and there, but again, majority brick. And when you get to this door, what you're going to do is just cover it up just like that. And of course, stack up the windows, which I keep forgetting to do. I'm telling you guys to stack up the windows as much as I'm trying to tell myself to do it. And there we go. And I forgot to stack up the first window, because of course. And over on this back window right here, it doesn't need to extend any further. Just cut it off just like that. All right. Now, the next step will be to simply extend all the sandstone walls like so. And all the way up, like I'm doing. And there we go. Now we'll work on this section next. So what you're going to do is simply grab this, and place trapdoors like so. And then we'll move over here, stack this up just like that. And now we'll move over to this porch area, and we're going to start a fun little design. So what you're going to do, place a stair on these walls just like that, and then place a slab going in like so. We'll come back to this a little bit later. This tower doesn't need anything special. We'll simply move over here and simply continue the design upward like so. And there we go. There we go. And over here, what you're going to do is add some nether brick walls to the sides of the window. That lovely glitch that they haven't fixed in ages. And then coming over here, simply extend upwards. And over here, you're going to double stack these trapdoors like so. So coming over here, we're going to create a simple little overhang design. What you're going to do, place 2 trapdoors like that, and grab some dark oak slabs, place it over the window like so, and then hanging from that slab, you're going to grab a lantern and place it below just like that. And then for this window, you're going to simply extend the design, and above the gates, you're going to add trapdoors like so. And then right over here, you're going to add trapdoors to the sides, a fence in the middle, and then you're going to grab a fence gate and place it across the middle just like that. And the last thing we'll do for this layer is grab some black stone walls, particularly brick walls, and place it in a cross pattern just like this. Alright, and that will be this layer complete. Okay, the next step will involve stacking up the house a little bit more. What you're going to do at this point is fully use brick. No more granite anymore. However, there will be certain windows you cover and certain ones you don't, so carefully follow along with me. Keep doing the stairs in the corner pattern. This one, you simply stack up like so. And then you're going to come all the way over here. And you're going to leave a 3 wide gap just above this window here. These windows you do stack up like so. So make sure to cover all that up. This window you will cover over like this. And above this window you will also cover over. However, you're going to use some brick stairs like this. And making sure I actually use the bricks. Come over here. You're going to also cover up this window here. You're also going to cover these windows here. This window here, you will leave open and continue stacking it up like so. These windows as well, you will stack up like this. This window you will also stack up like that. This window you will cover over, however, with brick stairs, so you will need to stack up the glass as well. So it should look like that. And then this window you also continue up. And these final windows here, you will stack over them like this. Alright, and that is the layering complete. You'll come over here and add some glass behind this gap right over here, like that. But let's start over here first. Well, before we start on the windows, stack up all the sandstone walls. Like this. And there we go. And speaking of walls, go ahead and add a black stone wall in the center of this dome. So now we will start over here. So what you're going to do is grab some dark oak slabs and trapdoors, place the slabs over the window section like this, and trapdoors right beside it, like so. And then over here, what you're going to do is stack up the trapdoors, stack up that, but you're also going to add fence gates to the side, just like that. Then what you're going to do is come over here, and what you're going to do is grab some birch trapdoors and place it across the top like so. Grab a lantern, and you're going to hang it over the door like this. And in the middle here, you're going to add a birch fence just like that, and some dark oak trapdoors along the sides of the window like so. And then what you're going to do is come over to this tower here and add some birch trapdoors along the tops of the windows like this. And for these windows here, you don't need to do anything. This window doesn't need anything, this window doesn't need anything, and this window doesn't need anything. So we'll come over to these two windows right here. And these windows will be simple. All you need to do is add dark oak slabs to the top, some trapdoors along the sides, and below the slab, you're going to place 2 lanterns like this. Over here, you're going to continue stacking up like so, just like that. And you'll add some birch gates in the middle, just like that. And over here, you're just going to leave these windows alone. Now, this back section, we don't have to do too much. All we have to do is add a trapdoor here. However, we're going to have to work on this right over here. So grab some smooth sandstone slabs, and above the stairs, what you're going to do is add 2 blocks like so, and connect them with slabs like this. And on the faces of the blocks, you're going to add birch trapdoors just like that. Now we're going to move over here, and all you have to do is continue the pattern upwards, just like that. Now that this layer is complete, we can now move on to the next layer. We're starting to move through this pretty fast. So now we're going to move on to the next layer, and like always, we're going to continue stacking it up. Use entirely bricks at this point, though you will need to stack up certain windows and continue covering the ones we've already covered. So just follow along. This window you will need to stack up like this and continue up. This window you will also need to stack up just like that and continue covering all the way around. This window will be covered as well. However, at this point, this corner, you can stop using the stairs, and same with this corner over here. Continue all the way around. This corner as well will be covered by blocks, so you no longer need to continue the stairs. However, as you get over here, you will need to use the stair corners like this and stack up this window like so. Come all the way around. These windows will also need to be stacked up like this, and this corner will need to be used. However, this corner no longer needs to be used. You can go ahead and cover that one up. And this window will also need to be stacked up as well, just like that. And this corner will also be covered up. This will start to be covered up. However, you will need to stack the windows and not entirely cover up because you'll put some brick slabs just like that. Come over here and continue all the way through just like that. Now the next step will be to stack up the sandstone walls, however only in certain areas. So follow along carefully. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start stacking them up, but pay attention to which one. So this one, this one, this one, all on this side. This, 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 and this. Those will be the only ones on this side. These you leave alone. Leave these alone. You come over here. You will stack up this, 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 and this. Every other sandstone pillar you do not stack up. You'll see why in a moment. So we'll start with this section first. So all you simply need to do is stack this up just like that. And now we'll move on over here. Stack this up, this, and this. Next, we'll move over to the tower, and you're going to double stack these birch trapdoors like this. And over here, what you're going to do is add a dark oak trapdoor trim. Not adding ones in those middle parts like this, but you will add some on these side parts like so. And then over here, what we're going to do is start to work on the roof trim. So what we're going to do from this corner, you're going to start with a block, slab, block, and continue this all the way until the edge like this. And then over here, in this middle part, what you're going to do is add 2 blocks like so, and connects them via slabs just like this, and putting trapdoors on the sides like this. And on this side, you will do the same pattern you did on the other side, like so. And it should look something like this. Next, you'll continue this pattern all the way over, so block here, and then continue alternating between blocks and slabs until you get to this point where you'll double block, and you will go all the way over here just like that. Actually, no. Just stop right over here. And now we get to this window where we will stack this up like so. And then over here, what you're going to do is add a birch trapdoor at the top like this. And around the tops of the windows, you're going to add some dark oak fences like I did here. Now we will move on over to this section. So what we're going to do is start with this tower. You're going to double stack that and add dark oak trapdoors along the tops just like this. And starting from this block, you're going to alternate between quartz blocks and slabs all the way until this point. And over here, you're going to do the same thing. Start with a block here and continue it all the way until the end, like so. And this wall gets a little bit interesting. So what you're going to do, you're going to grab slabs like this, and you're going to put a slab on the edge like here, and right above the trap doors. However, in this remaining space, what you're going to do is grab smooth sandstone stairs like this and connect it like I did here. And over here, you're going to continue the quartz trim like I did on the other side, alternating between blocks and slabs all the way until you get to this point. And a few more things on this layer I forgot to mention. You add a birch fence, just like this. And right above this black stone wall, you add a dark oak fence, just like that. And that will complete this layer here. Now, this layer starts to get complicated as there's different elevations. However, we'll make things easy, and all you have to do right over here, simply grab a lantern and place it at the top, just like that. And now we get into the hard stuff. So we're going to start with stacking up the house. So what you still need to do is do these stair corners on this section only. And we'll go over here and do the stair corners here, here, and our last spot here. Everywhere else, you don't need to. So what we need to do is start stacking. So right here, you will continue to add more to the window. Bring this up, coming all the way over here. You will go over this window like this. And you will also go over these windows like so. Just like this. You do not continue all the way over here. However, right over here, what we're going to do is add a layer of bricks just like that. Moving over here, what you need to do is stack this a few blocks inwards. We'll say about 5 blocks away from the original wall. So moving back over here, what you need to do is also stack up this window. Continue this all the way over here. Stack up these windows as well, just like that. And then stack this up a little bit, but stop right there. And then over here, what we're going to do is work on this. So you're going to stack over this window. And since this is a tower in a similar shape to that one, it'll have corners like this. So it'll be a 3x1 circle. Just like this. And we'll start stacking this upwards. So from this corner right over here, what you're going to do is start bringing the wall all the way to this wall right over here. And now it should look something like this. And we will need to stack up one more area, and it'll be this area right over here. So disregarding these edges right here, we want to add some bricks just like this, and it should look just like that. So we'll go and move over here first. All we need to do is continue the design all the way up, just like that. And along the sides of this section, you will stack up the sandstone walls, just like this, all the way around. However, you will not stack up these walls. What we're going to do is something else. So what we're going to do, place some blocks above the walls just like this, connect them via slabs, and along these two, you're going to add stairs just like this, and blocks in the middle just like that. And we'll move over here, double stack these trapdoors, this trapdoor, these trapdoors, and add one right here. And below these two trapdoors, you're going to add lanterns just like that. And now let's move over to the other side before we start working on the roof. So we'll work on this window next. So all we need to do, stack it up like so, and stack up the sandstone all around just like this, all the way to there. And then we will work on these, where we'll add some nether brick walls along the sides, just like that. And now come over here, and this will be the last thing. You add a trapdoor and a lantern, just like that. And above the trapdoors, add 2 smooth quartz blocks, just like that. And now we will start working on the roof. We'll start in this section right over here. So what we need to do is start by adding some slabs around the top, just like that, starting from this block right over here. And then moving over to the roof, what you're going to do is add a slab here, block, slab, and same thing to the other side. And on top of the quartz trim, what you're going to do is add some white carpet along the tops, just like this. And same thing to the other side, just like that. And in the remaining space, what we're going to do is add some black stone bricks all the way through, just like this. And now we'll move over to this section where right over here, you're going to add a block and then a slab and then a block just like this. And in this space, you're going to add blocks just like this. Add a slab right over here. And in the remaining spots, you're going to add some white carpet just like this. And then we will go ahead and move to the other side with this roof right over here. So what we're going to do here, break the corners just like this. And in the center, you're going to break this middle one, place a brick slab and a piece of glass right behind it like that. And along the sides, you're going to place a slab, block, and then slab just like this all the way around. And right on this side, what you're going to do is go ahead and grab a block. And grab some blocks and place it all the way to this right here. And then over here, you're going to do the same just to here. And then what you're going to do with the blocks is off the bricks, you're going to rip them around all the way to this point right here. And in the remaining space, add some slabs. And on top of the quartz trim, what you're going to do is grab some white carpet and place it on top. All the way around, just like this. And you're going to do the same thing on this side as well. And on these blocks right over here, you're going to go ahead and grab some black carpet and place it on top. Just like this. And continue with the carpet. All the way to over there. And actually in this corner, I misplaced the cobblestone. It is these two blocks on top of the bricks, just like this. And the remaining blocks can go over here. However, do not cover these blocks in carpet. We'll be putting a chimney right there. But this is this layer complete. Now we will start moving on to the next layer. However, before we move on to the next layer, I have made yet another mistake. I forgot to include a quartz trim, just like this. We're going to be starting from here and add white carpet to this block right here. Now we will move on to the next layer. So we'll be stacking up the walls, and you won't need to do any more of those stair corners. However, there is one remaining spot where you will need to, and it's this corner in the back right there. And that will be the last stair corner we do. And for the next step, what we're going to do is start mixing in some acacia planks. So continue stacking up the walls, but put in a light amount of acacia planks. All the way over, and then ignoring this one block right over here. And these windows you will need to stack up by one block. However, in the remaining space, you will be adding a brick slab to cover up those windows. And over here as well. However, leave these two spots open and stack up the window like this. And there we go. Now we will start working on the details. So we will be starting in this section. Above these pillars, what you're going to do is place some blocks just like this, all the way around. And above this, you're just going to place a bunch of sandstone just like this. In between these blocks, what you're going to do is place a slab coming across like this, but not quite connecting them. You'll see why in a moment. Just like that. Right over here, what you're actually going to do is connect them. However, you're going to be connecting them via birch trapdoors, just like that. And you're, of course, going to be adding a trapdoor on the faces of each of them. And what we're going to do over here is alternate between blocks and slabs, just like this. all the way around. And on this tower right here, what we're going to do is add 2 slabs like this and add a hanging slab like this. And in the center, you're going to place a block just like that. And I'm going to do it like this all the way around, and it should look something like this. Now we're going to get to this part right over here. Break this block and this block right there, and we'll actually do the chimney first. Now it's up to you to do a stone mix, but for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to do a full cobblestone chimney. You can mix like stone, andesite, and stone bricks into this, but I'm just going to keep things simple. Just make it cobblestone. And then what we're going to do is add blocks and then a slab just like this. And for this window, what you're going to do is add a brick wall to the sides like that. And on this, you're going to add a white carpet, just like that. And then you're going to add some black stone bricks, just like this, all the way over to this right here. And you're going to do the same thing over here. However, you're going to leave room for some slabs coming across like this. And of course, we're going to stack this up just like that. And continue this all the way until this wall. And for the remaining portion, add slabs like this. And on top of the black stone, add some black carpets. And on top of the quartz, you're going to add some white carpet. And do the same to this side over here. Just like that. And also have a block right over there. Or slab, actually. And now we're going to move over here. So what we're going to start with is a roof trim. So starting from this block, we're going to alternate between slabs and blocks just like this. And right underneath this, you're going to add a block. So you can bring this trim all the way over, just like that. And you're going to do the same to the other side, starting with a block, slab, just like this. And in the middle here, what you're going to do is grab some sandstone and connect it up with slabs just like this, and trapdoors on the faces like that. And actually, break these 2 blocks as you're going to put some sandstone stairs, like so. Just like that. Alright, and now we will move over to this section. And it'll be simple. Just stack these walls up and grab some dark oak slabs, and place it in a small arch, just like this. And now we'll move over to this section where we will stack that up. However, not this up, as you will put a smooth quartz slab just like this, and another one like that. And connecting, what you're going to do is grab some black stone, connect it up just like this, and some black stone slabs like this. And of course, you will add some black carpet on top. Of the blocks, just like this. And you're going to add white carpet on top of the quartz. And now we will move over here where we will do this little pattern like this all the way around like so. And it should look something like this. And place a white carpet above that block. Actually, get rid of this block. I don't know why I put it there. Don't worry about it. And actually, this block should be a slab, not a full block. And same thing over there. And then above this, what you're going to do is grab some carpet like so. Some white carpet on these blocks. And bring it all the way over just like this. And over here, you're going to extend this wall up like this. On the sides here, you're going to place a block, then a slab on both sides just like this. Break this middle block, place the slab just like this, and a glass block right behind it like so. And then right over here, what you're going to do is connect it all the way up like so. However, we're going to do a little roof window on this side. I'll show you where we'll break these open, place blocks just like this, and 2 blocks away, like so. So it should look something like this. All right, and this is this layer done. We will move on to the next layer. Now we're gonna stack up the next layer. And of course, use a slight mix of acacia planks. And what you're gonna do, leave these corners alone. So we're gonna put something else there. But start to increase the frequency of acacia planks a little bit more. However, right here, what you're gonna do is leave open sides just like this, and at the bottoms add some brick slabs just like this. You're also going to place a slab right over here and continue on with the rest of the stacking. Of course, leave that block alone. We're going to finish up this little roof. And there we go. Stack this up. Only add right there and add one more block over here. And as well as over here, add 3 blocks like this. And only add single blocks just like this. And right over here, stack this up as well. Just like that. And add a glass block right behind it, just like this. And moving over here, continue the stack like so. And there we go. That is all the main building stacked up. Now we can start detailing. So we'll start from over here first. So starting from over here, what you're going to do, you're going to add 2 smooth sandstone blocks just like this and connect the rest via smooth sandstone slabs. Leave this middle portion alone for now and just bring it all the way over to here. You're going to stop right there, or just add 1 more block actually. And on top of this quartz, what you're going to do, you're going to add some white carpet just like this and leave this alone. We're going to do something else. And coming over here, what you're going to do, you're going to add some sandstone walls just like this. And in the spaces in between, what you're going to do, you're going to add some birch trapdoors just like this. And then we'll move over here. So all we're going to do is add some slabs coming all the way across just like this. And actually break this last layer. We're not going to need it anymore. And right over here, what you're going to do is add some blocks all the way around just like this. And all the way around like that. And continue the blocks all the way until this wall, just like this. And one more thing I forgot. Just connect this all the way over. It'll make it easier to make the roof later. This is just simply a marker point. You don't have to mix in acacia planks. All right, now we will move over here. So starting from this roof, what you're going to start off with is add a slab to the top right there and add blocks to the sides and then slabs inside. And on top of the blocks, of course, add white carpet. And then connect this up just like this. And you'll bring it to right here, right in the middle. And over here, you're going to continue the same thing all the way around, leaving space, connecting this up. Leave a block right there. And continuing all the way over. Of course, adding carpet there. And bridging the cap with slabs. And adding carpet on top all the way, just like this. And of course, we also need to stack up the chimney, so that's what we're going to do next. And there we go. Now we'll move on over here. So what we're going to do is slab, block, slab, just like that. Same thing to the other side. And from this quartz block, I broke some of the walls. You're going to connect it all the way up to here, just like that, and add black carpet on top. And same with the white carpet, like this. Add a white carpet right there as well. And same thing over here, and just add a few blocks just like this. And in the center right here, what you're going to do, you're going to alternate between slabs and spaces, just like this. And now we'll move on over here. Simply stack up the sandstone walls like so. And then over here, what you're going to do, add a block or slab and finish off the roof just like this. Also, I forgot to add the windows to this section right over here, just like this. All right, and now we will move over to this section right over here. So same thing as the other side. What you're going to do, you're going to add some brick walls, just like this, and stack it up, block, slab, just like this, and connect it up all the way over like so. And make sure to add your carpet. And add, actually, one more, just like this. And there we go. And before we move on to the next layer, I made a little mistake right over here, like usual. So add a slab just like this, and then a block like this. What you're actually going to do, add blocks here, add slabs just like this, and you're going to add blocks going all the way up like so. And now we'll move on to the next layer. However, this does get a little bit interesting, because right here, what you're going to do, add blocks just like this, and then continue it just behind like this. And then continue stacking up. Start adding a little bit more acacia, like so, just like this. Actually, looks like I will need to continue this stair pattern up a little bit more. However, break off this top one. We don't need that top one. And continue all the way. Just like that. And right over here, you might think to stack it up. However, we're only going to add blocks in the corners just like this. In the remaining spots, what we're actually going to do is add blackstone just like this. And for the purposes of making this make sense, grab some blackstone walls. Blackstone brick walls. And stack them up just like this all the way around like so. Alright? And then right over here, all you're going to do, just add a single block like this. And we're going to move over here and start to add blocks like that. And over here, add blocks like this, stack it up, and then add a brick slab like this, and continue to stack this up. Just like this, and add a blue stained glass block or pane. And that will be all the stacking up. And of course, these windows right over here that I keep forgetting to do. All right, now we will move back right over here. So what we're going to do is add some smooth sandstone slabs along the back, just like this. And only above this area, what you're going to do is add some birch trapdoors, just like this. Not on the blocks, just beside them. And what we're going to do is add a trim along the side, starting with the block right there. And you're going to alternate between blocks and slabs all the way over to here. And you're going to go ahead and stop right there. And same thing on this side. And make sure to put a block underneath. That is important. And now we'll move over here. What we're going to do is, of course, what we're going to add is a little bit of a roof window. So let me grab some bricks. So from this middle point, you're going to go up, and a block away, you're going to add a bit. And like this. This is what you're going to add. And then right above this, let me grab some black carpet. Add some black carpet on top of this, just like this. And then once you've added this, what you're going to do is add some blocks, like so, all the way across, just like this. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and move over to this section right over here. What you're going to do is add 2 blocks like this, and then start connecting via this all the way across to here. And from this point, we're going to add a little bit. And right over here, just add blocks like so. And go ahead and add walls around the back side. And then same thing via the other side. Of course, leaving room for slabs. Continuing this quartz trim all the way up. And moving it all the way over here. And then, of course, remaining space, add some slabs like so. Of course, adding carpet right on top like this. However, leave these 2 spots blank for now. Go ahead, add carpet all the way over. And then we will move over to this side right over here. So what we're going to do is add a block and a slab just like this. And in the middle here, what you're going to do is break a block and add a piece of glass right behind it. And along the sides, you're going to add some dark oak trapdoors like this. All right. And right behind these, you're going to add some black stone bricks like so. Same thing over here, except you're going to continue. Just do it all the way over for now, just to make things easy. All the way over. You don't need to add any carpet though. Right on this side, you will need to add carpet. So go ahead and add it like this. Of course, adding carpet on these points right over here. Next, we will move to this section. So on these walls, what you're going to do is add some blocks like this. And the sides like so, and in the middles. In the remaining spaces, what you're going to do is grab some smooth sandstone stairs and connect it up like this. And of course, trapdoors on the faces like so. And then what you're going to do is add a block here and a slab, and you're going to do the same thing on this side as well, just like that. However, you're going to continue this trim all the way down. Just like this. Then we'll move to this section right over here. So for this tower, you're going to add some trapdoors right above the slab, just like this. And on this back side, you're going to add blocks like so. And now we move over to this front face. Simply add a block like this, and add blocks going all the way down like so. Just like that. And then over here, you're going to simply add a birch trapdoor, just like that. And one last thing for this layer, going to stack up the chimney, just like this. All right, and that is this layer complete. We're starting to get through the roof, so we're almost done with this build. At least the exterior. Now, before we move on to the next layer, I'd actually like to make one simple change to this little pattern right here. What we can actually do instead is add fences just like this. So it'll look more like that. It's up to you if you want it. I personally like this version a little bit better. But let's actually move on to the next layer. So what we're going to do is simply stack up slightly on just a few spots. So on this face right over here, same thing on this side. Start to include like about 50-50 acacia and bricks. Of course, stack up the tower. Just like that. And of course, windows too. Move over here, simply add a block like that. And move over here, start stacking up, stack up that, not that, and there we go, like this. This does not need to be stacked up any further, and stack up this tower. However, at the bottom, what we're going to do is add some bricks, like this. Oops. all the way around. And inside, we're going to add glass all the way around, like this. And of course, stack this up and add glass right behind it, like so. And of course, one more thing, stack this up as well and cover that up like so. All right, and now we can start moving over to the detailing. So what we're going to start with is break these middle three and grab some brick stairs. Grab these and place them at the bottom like this, and place some glass right behind it. And then what you're going to do, you're going to add a smooth sandstone block just like that upwards. Then you're going to go slab and then block on both sides like so. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Well, not quite the same thing. We're going to alternate between slabs and spaces, but we are going to do slab and block like so. And then via connection, what we're going to do is add some bricks or blackstone bricks all the way over just like this. And just like that. Next up, add some carpet. So let me grab some white carpet and place it all the way over to this black carpet right here. Do not continue the white carpet. And let's work on this section first. So what we're going to do is add a slab on top of that block and then add another block going inwards. And on top of the blackstone, what you're going to do is grab some blackstone slabs. Where is it? There it is. Just like this, all the way in. And do the same thing with the bricks as well. Just like that. And right here, what we're going to do is add a little bit of a trim. So grab some quartz slabs and add blocks just like that and alternate going inwards like so. Should look something like this. And next, we will add a block and slab on this portion right here. And of course, stack this up just like that. And in the middle of this window, what we're going to do is grab a birch trap door and place it right in the center. And then right over here, we're going to leave this alone, but we will be adding carpet to this section. But for now, what we're going to do is stack this all the way down to about right here. So align it with that section right there. And then same thing on this side as well. We will add carpet to the top of this, but we'll add it right over here first. So let's finish this section first. So what you're going to do is add 2 slabs and a block just like this. And on top of these blocks right here, you're going to add slabs just like this. And stop right there for now. And bring this all the way over to here as well. And go ahead and add a block right there. And add block right there. So what you're then going to do is come all the way over here. And bring blocks all the way over. All the way around, of course. We'll add that. And bring it to this point. Our next point will be this right over here, where we bring blocks all the way through to here. And then we will go ahead and bring this over more like a box, just like this. So it connects all nicely up. And then right over here, what you're going to do is bring this over and cut this off, just like that. And then for this remaining section, what you're going to do is add some carpet, like so. Just like that. And same over here. Except don't add carpet on this. And then the last thing we'll do here is stack up the chimney. And now we will move on to the next layer. So next, we will go ahead and add up to the walls. All you're going to do is continue what we've been doing, just like that. Then this right over here. Stack up the windows as well. Same right over here. Just like that. And move over here. Like so. And same thing right over here. And keep stacking this tower up. Like so. We do not need a stack. We do need to add one more block though. And then one more block right there. Not much wall left to stack. So we'll go ahead and move on to more of the roof. So what we're going to do is add another smooth sandstone block. And on top of this block right here, you're going to add another block. And then another one just like this. And I did make a mistake last step mentioning carpet. You do not need to add carpet. What you do need to add are slabs. So bring that all the way down. All the way to the end, just like this. And you'll do the same sort of pattern right over here. And then with the block, you'll add bricks, just like this. And you'll do the same thing to the other side. And there we go. Now let's move on to this section right over here. So we're going to work on this middle section right here. So what we're going to do is very simple. Just create a box. So all the way here. And in this corner, what you're going to do is add a quartz block just like this. And come over here, add another quartz block like so. And all the way to here. All right. And then right over here, what we're going to do is from this point, alternate between blocks and slabs. And we'll bring this up and move over here. What we're going to do, above the slabs, we're going to add birch trapdoors. All the way around, just like this. And let me break that. Place a block. There we go. And right over here, we're going to work this up. So what we're actually going to do is cover this window like this and add a block just like this. And then from those blocks, you're going to bring them down all the way to here. And there we go. Seem to have forgotten to add that. Do not add any carpet on those. We'll leave carpet for the next step. You'll see why in a moment. But on these, you can go ahead and add carpet. Just like that. Now we'll move over here to this section. On this tower here, at the tops of the windows, you're going to add birch trapdoors like so. And then we'll move over to here. So on top of these blocks, you're going to add yet another block and a slab in the middle. And from these blocks, you're going to add more bricks. All the way down. And same over here, just like that. And right over here, what you're going to do, you're going to also add bricks, just like this. And you're going to start the trim like this. And of course, add white carpet along the sides like so. And in the center here, you're going to add a slab just like that. All right. And that is this layer complete. So next we will stack this up a little bit more. Increase that. And start to create a circle from this. This, we will go ahead and do that, just like this. Continue to stack this up. like so, as well as the windows, just like that. Continue stacking up this chimney. We only need to add 1 block here. What we're going to do, leave these 3 open and put some glass right behind it. And in between, what we're going to do is add some brick walls like this. All right, and then continue to stack this up as well. Should mostly be acacia planks at this point. We don't need to stack this nor this. All right, now we can continue with the roof, starting with this section. So we'll add another smooth sandstone block right there, and then a slab and block with quartz like so. And on top of these, you're going to add slabs like this. Bring it all the way over, and then you will do the same thing with slab and block just like that. And bring this back. Just like that. All the way there. And the window over here, this is all that it needs for now. So let's continue working on this section right over here. This section is simple. All we need to do is add quartz blocks right there, and just connect it all up with bricks like this. And all on the layer below, what we're going to do is add carpet. Not on the top layer though. Leave the top layer alone. And there we go. Now let's move over here. What you're going to do is double stack all the birch trapdoors like this, and then grab some dark oak trapdoors and place them along the tops like this. And there we go. That is that tower complete for now. Now let's move over here. So what you're going to go ahead and do is add slabs and then blocks just like this. And then on top of these blackstone bricks, go ahead and add blocks just like this. Stop right there for now. And then add bricks. Just like that. And there we go. Now we will work on this section right over here, where we will add some slabs just like this, all the way around, like so, and then some bricks like this. Of course, making sure to keep the quartz in the corners. And make sure to connect this. All right, and then let's move over here, where we will add slabs just like this. Just like that. And the tower right over here is pretty much complete for this layer. So now this layer is done. We'll go ahead and move on to the next one. So the next layer, there isn't a whole lot to stack up. Just simply this point right here. Of course, these towers. At this point, just use all acacia planks. Of course, stack up this glass right over here. Add one more block right here. Add blocks like this. And what you're going to do is add an acacia slab right here. And I made a mistake on this point. Add another acacia slab right there. So the window should look like this. And this tower, just simply cover up all the windows. Just like that. There we go. And that's all the stacking we really need to do here. So now we will move on to detailing. So what we're going to do is place some smooth sandstone just like that, and grab slabs and place it next to it just like that. And then right now we're going to place blocks on top of those and slabs just like this. We're going to do the same thing over here. So block, slab, slab, and then we will connect it all with bricks, blackstone bricks. And there we go. Now we will go ahead and move here. So what you're going to do is add a block there, grab a birch trapdoor, just place it in the window right there, and you're going to place blocks just like this. And right here, you're going to connect it like that. And right on here, you're going to add some white carpet on the quartz, just like this. And behind here, you're going to add another set of blocks, just like this. And there we go. And on this tower here, what you're going to do is add some birch trapdoors along the tops of the windows, like so. And now we will move over to this back area. So what you're going to do is add some blocks like this and a slab in the middle and connect the roof, just like this. And of course over here, extend the chimney even further. And next thing we'll work on is this back tower over here, where you're going to place trapdoors, dark oak trapdoors along the tops, just like this. And there we go. And in those middle portions, you're going to go ahead and grab some lanterns, just like that. And there we go. And the last thing we will work on is this roof right here, where we will alternate between blocks and slabs, like so. And there we go. Same thing right over here, just like that. And with another layer done, we can move on to the next one. And we're getting very close to the end at this point, so stack these up. Of course, stack up the tower with the glass, this one at least. Of course, just use all acacia planks at this point. This doesn't need a block. I already stacked this up. Stack this up as well, just like that. And of course, I forgot to mention, go ahead and add carpet on the tops of this, like so. And now we will work on this section first. So it'll be pretty simple. All you need to do is just add a smooth sandstone block like this and a block just like that. So same thing over here, just a block and a block, and connect them up with blackstone bricks. All the way down, like so. All right. And the next section we will work on is this back tower. So what you're going to do is add blocks like this, slabs, and a slab hanging just like that. And do the same thing all the way around. So blocks, there we go. And there we go. Now we will move over to this roof right over here. All you need to do is just add a block like this and connect this up all the way to over here. And along the tops of this, what you're going to do is go ahead and add some carpet. So add carpet all the way around, including this, just like this. And there we go. And go ahead and add carpet on this layer as well. If you're building this in survival, either you're doing this and you have a lot of wool, or you can skip it. The carpet part is 100% optional. Alright, and then we will work on this roof section. So, all you need to do, just add some blocks, like so. And bring it over. Like this. And do the same thing right over here, where you add a block just like that. Right before we work on this tower, we're going to work on this chimney. Simply just extend it up like this. And on this, what we're going to do, double stack all the birch trap doors. Like so. And then grab you some dark oak trap doors and place it all around. Like this. And there we go. And another layer finished. So all we're going to do for the walls is stack this tower right over here, and this tower as well. Go ahead and cover up all the windows. And there we go. Now we will move on to this section right over here. So come up top, you're going to add 2 smooth sandstone blocks like this, and a smooth sandstone slab in the middle there. And on the sides, you're going to do the same thing, just like that. And you're going to come over here, block, slab, add those 2 blocks right there, and connect it up, like so. And there we go. The next portion we'll work on is this tower, where above all the quartz, you're going to place some blackstone bricks. Just like this. And then we will move over to this roof right over here. So simply at the top, just alternate between blocks and slabs with smooth quartz. And do the same to this roof right over here, just like that. And on top of it, you can go ahead and put some white carpet. Like that. Alright, now we will work on this roof right here, where we will go ahead and add blocks like this. And bring it all the way over, like so. Alright, and then we will work on this tower, where simply double stack all the dark oak trapdoors, like so. And above these blocks you can hang, you can put some lanterns down, like this. And there we go. And we're now speeding through the layers because each layer doesn't have much left in it. And before you move on, make sure to stack up this, and may as well stack it up twice, so we don't have to come back to it for this layer. But for this layer, what we're going to do is stack this up by 1, and same thing here and here, and do the same thing as well. Stack this as well. That matters less, but connect this up with blackstone bricks, as so. And there we go. That's that part done. Now we will move over to this tower, where we'll do a similar thing we did to that tower, where in these corners, you'll add some blackstone bricks, just like this. In the remaining spots, you can add your acacia planks. And around it, what you're going to do is grab some blackstone walls. And place it all around, like so. And there we go. And for this layer, what you can do, go ahead and add your carpet. And same for this side as well. There we go. Now let's move over to this tower where we will stack it up. And do our little quartz trim. So like this. Just like that. And there we go. Now we will get to this roof right over here, where you simply just add a block right here and stack the blackstone bricks all the way to the end, and you can go ahead and add your carpet all the way around. Like this. All right, and we can move on to the next layer. So what you're going to do for this roof, add a smooth sandstone block like that, add 2 quartz blocks like here, and a slab right in the middle. And over here, stack this up, add 2 blocks like this, and a slab in the middle. And then connect it with blackstone bricks. All right, and that's done. Move over here and stack it up with acacia planks like so. All right, and then we can move over here and pretty much wrap this up. So starting from here, add quartz, alternating between blocks and slabs like this. The chimney, we're gonna extend further up, just like this. And right over here, what you're gonna do is add blackstone around the sides like this. We're going to start making the roof on this. And then what you want to do is add some blackstone stairs, brick stairs, and place them all at the front, just like this. And along the sides, what you're going to do is add some slabs, like so. And in the remaining spots, go ahead and place some carpet. Just like that. All right, and for this as well, go ahead and place your carpet too, like that. All right, starting to get close to wrapping up. So then we will work on this roof. Simply place a block on both sides and connect it up with blackstone bricks. And the layer below, you can go ahead and add your carpet. There we go. Now we will move over here where we will add some blocks around just like this. Room for windows though. And go ahead and add your windows. Just like that. All right. And then we're going to go ahead, move over here. So what you're going to do over here is stack this up like so. However, in these corners, you're going to have some slabs like this. And then you can go ahead and round it off like this. And then, of course, extend this up. All right. And another layer done. We're going to move over here. So what we're going to do over here is alternate between block and slab. However, there will be a point where we double these up. So you will bring these all the way over. And then right over here, you're going to go ahead and double it up. Then go ahead and continue all the way to the end like this. And then at the tops of these, you can go ahead and place your carpet. Right over here, simply extend these up. And then you're going to go ahead and grab some birch trapdoors and place it right over here, around the bottoms, just like this. Just like that. And go ahead and double up these trapdoors as well. like so. Next up is this tower roof, where what you're going to do, you're going to create a small circle like this, and at the ends you're going to add some stairs like so, just like this. And then on this chimney, what you're going to do, you're going to add 2 blocks at the end, but what then you're going to do is add some campfires. And then you're going to add some spruce trapdoors around the campfires like this. Just like that. And that's the first step to wrapping up this chimney. Alright, we still have some layers to go for the towers, but we may as well work on the chimney a little bit. So add 2 blocks like this, and then right over here simply stack it up like so. And simply stack it up one more time. And then right over here, you're going to wrap up the chimney, place 2 more campfires like this, and surround it with spruce trapdoors. Like this. And now you have a nice little chimney. Next, you're going to place this in like a little bit of a diamond shape. So it's going to look like this. What you're going to do is create a box like this and add brick stairs along the sides just like that. And then you're going to create a box like this. So simple. Just create a little plus sign and then do the same for the next layer like that. And you will move on to the other tower where you will place 1 block in the center and then stairs all around just like this. Just place 3 blocks just like that. All right, now let's move over to this where you will also just stack it up like this. And there we go. The next layer, again, stack it up. Add some glass. And right at the tops of the glass, what you're going to do is add your birch trapdoors. You're going to stack these up one more time. Like so. And double up your birch trapdoors. And then we will add some dark oak trapdoors along the top. So let me grab some of those. And there we go. Alright, and that's that layer complete. Next layer, you will simply stack above all the windows, like so. And then double up the trapdoors like we did on all the other layers. And then go ahead and add lanterns. Oops. And there we go. Stack this up. And then we'll create a quartz trim around the top like we did on the others. And there we go. So now we will start the roof on this. So it's basically the same as the other roof. What you're going to do is stack it around just like this. And in the corners here, or not the corners, the front facing parts, you're going to place stairs like this. And in the corners, you're going to place slabs like this. And then you can go ahead and add carpet in the remaining spots. And there we go. And do the same thing we've been doing. So like this, and then you will grab a black stone slab, place it in the corners, just like that. And then the next layer, stack it up with stairs. So what you're going to do is stack it up like this, stack it up again, like so. Then create your diamond shape, like that, and then add your little square along with this over here. So what you're going to do, you're going to add some brick stairs, not stairs, just some blocks just like that. Then you're going to add a little star pattern like this. You're going to do the same thing again, and then you're going to add your little thing right here, and then go up by 3 blocks. All right, so the spire is pretty simple. All you need to do is grab a blackstone wall, brick wall. You need to grab some dark oak fences and some iron bars. All you need to do, place 2 walls, place 2 fences, and then place 2 iron bars. And then do the same exact thing to the other side here. And then our last step is to add carpet where there are full blocks. So go ahead and do that for both towers. All right, and then this tower right over here. All right, and then once you have completed that, your house is done. Well, at least the exterior. If you want to do the interior, I have a video on it on my channel. It'll be linked on the screen now. So if you'd like to work on the interior, go ahead and watch that video. But otherwise, enjoy your new house. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.